just talking about the fact that we went to a rodeo yesterday, right? I thought it was a very good time. I ain't never been to nothing like that. You know
You
what I
ain't never
mean? So
been.
I ain't never been, to something like that, to some rodeo type thing. I'm from the north. They don't do that shit up north. You try to see a rodeo in Jersey, in the tri-state.
But everybody would just come dressed up for the theme.
Fix your mic. Everyone would be like, yo, isn't that supposed to be like on a burger? You know what I mean? Like, they'd be like, you're not supposed to ride that. You're supposed to cook that. That's how we see it up north with the rodeo type shit. And I thought it was kind of like, I'm not one of those people that's like the animals, but it's kind of cringe, like, to just see some guys on horses, like, just roping like a calf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh shit, this is awesome. It's like the calf is like scared for its life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like not even trying to be on some PETA shit, but it's like, have a fucking heart, man. That thing is probably screaming inside its head, like, holy shit, I'm gonna die. And then
For sure.
Like, there's like a couple hundred people around. Like the one we went to wasn't crazy big. You want to say maybe there was like 300 people there.
Yeah.
Like something like that, which is still a decent size for some fucking animal to just be running around in the middle of this patch of dirt. And there's fucking horses running around and these guys like, yo, fucking trying to rope them up. But it was cool. I got a new camera yesterday. I'm very excited about that. It's an FX fucking 3. Okay? For anyone listening, that's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to tell you how I got it. I ain't going to tell you what it does. It's an FX3. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you can't afford it. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. So, testing out the camera doing the rodeo shit was nice. I'm not going to lie. It was decent footage to get. You know what I mean? Seeing the guys on the horses and stuff. The one part of the rodeo that I really got a kick of, this was probably my favorite part. And I didn't say anything to you yesterday on purpose. I really thought that this was fucking hilarious. So, if you remember correctly, the one time I'm on the gate, I like this part, where all the calves were that were getting ready to get, brutally assaulted in the middle of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Where they were all just chilling and stuff. I jumped on that gate and was kind of like up above trying to get footage, getting some leverage and stuff like that. And then after I came down towards the end of that, you came up to me and you said, hey, I'm about to leave. I'm going to go grab some dessert or something like that. Get some funnel cake, maybe some fried dough, right?
Right.
So now you go and do that, and I'm kind of like hanging out, trying to catch some stuff, but I could see that it's like dying down already. Like, I think I even heard the guy go like, all right, we're on our last bull rider or whatever the fuck. So I just said, fuck it. I'll just go and meet up with you, and I'll film like the stands and stuff where all the food is and stuff, because I like the flashing lights and everything. All that stuff looks good on camera. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just film some of that, And when I get up to you, there's 2 other girls that are there, and they're complaining about how long they've been waiting in line. Now, this seems all like a very normal interaction, right? Even you, I'm telling the story to, you go, what is he even thinking that happened that was all that crazy?
Yeah.
Right? I loved this. So these girls, they start going, oh, we've been waiting here for like a half an hour. They still haven't given us our funnel cake yet, right? And without skipping a beat, you just looked over and you go, half an hour? I don't know about no half an hour, right? Now, these 2 girls are like significantly younger than us, right? This shit I was like dying on the inside. Because as soon as I heard it, the way that you said it, as soon as I heard it, I was like, she is not going to let it go. Like, I could tell the way you said it. You had like this crazy ass conviction in your voice, right? So... Yeah. You go, a half an hour? I don't know about a half an hour. I saw you guys when I walked up. You guys, I've only been here maybe like 10 minutes or something like that, which is very true. You had only been there for like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But now the one girl, she goes, well, I mean, no, my brother called me up here like a half an hour ago or something like that. And her one friend is kind of like sitting back there, like looking at me, kind of like... not giving me any kind of look, but she's just very much looking at me like she's just like, I'm not going to say anything to anyone about any of this, right? And you go, Well, I don't know about a half an hour, though. You guys must have been waiting in a different line than I was or something like that, because I had not been waiting up here for no half an hour. Right? And now I'm sitting there just like, hey, yo, I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is even happening here? Right? And these two girls are like fresh out of maybe high school. Like they might have just graduated like 30 minutes ago. Right? Like maybe, if that. So now the one girl that you're talking to, she's like a deer in headlights type shit. She's looking and she's like, excuse me? Like, you know what I mean? Because you're like, I don't know. And the funniest part about it was when you said it, you were like, well, you guys must have been waiting in a different line than me. I haven't been waiting here for no half an hour. And then you did one of these. You went, and you just stayed in line and just stared at like the window of like where the funnel cake would be coming out of to get to us, right? And then what did you say? Not even 2 minutes after that, you said, you know, I just realized that they might have been waiting in the line to get their food, and I came into the line to order my food. So
No.
they very well may have been there for a half fucking hour. Go ahead, explain yourself.
I was in line when they ordered. They were in front of me ordering.
Okay.
Okay. What I was saying is maybe they were saying that because the line to the side to get the actual food that you've already paid for was long. Mm-hmm. People were waiting to get their food.
Okay.
So maybe there was a backup in that part of it. Mm-hmm. But she had just paid for her food right before me.
Oh, so she was lying.
So she hadn't been waiting on her food. She might have been in a long line at some point, and I came up at the tail end of a line.
There you go. See? So she still could have been right. I just thought it was so goddamn funny. You were like...
But she hadn't been waiting on the actual food for 30 minutes because she ordered right before me.
I know, yeah.
And that was essentially what I was meaning in the beginning, and then thought about it. And I'm like, well, she could have meant from the time she started this journey.
The funniest part to me was you talked about the whole thing as if she was like, you talked to her like you knew the bitch. You know what I mean? Like you legitimate. Like I was like, is this your cousin? Like I wanted to be like, who is this girl? Like that, you know? You know what I mean? I don't know no high school chicks. All right. You know, like it was funny to me. I thought the way you said that shit, and her, as soon as you said it, her and her friend were just like, so what the fuck was that? Like, you know what I mean? I thought it was so fucking funny. And then you have this like high pitch, like nice little Southern voice and shit. So they were just like probably completely flat.
I wasn't really. I was just really commenting on their comment.
It was just hilarious. I was dying. I was like, I know these bitches are bugging out right now. I know these two little girls are bugging out right now.
I just want to say, be ready for more of that. That sometimes happens to me.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. So we have like on the show today, we have, I'm going to do the intro kind of like Nick Fuentes, you know. We have a lot of good stuff on today's show. We're going to be talking about Nick Fuentes, actually, you know, speak of the devil. Hey, and then next thing you know, we're going to be talking about a little bit of Les Mascots. You know, our feature story tonight, this is how Nick Fuentes does. He goes, our feature story tonight is going to be Something's Burning with the guys from Les Mascots. We got a great show for you today. Good show. Yeah. How else does he do it, Nick Fuentes? He doesn't do like the soundboard and shit. He has like the little sound bite.
He does a lot of his hands up like this.
And he does the thumbs. He has a fucking hitchhiker thumb. Like if you were a hitchhiker, you would want some thumbs like Nick Fuentes. Because those things scream pick me up. You know what I mean? As soon as he's the type of guy that if he extends his hand all the way out and puts his thumb out like that, he might poke himself in the eye. Because his thumb is slinging back that goddamn far. And I feel like they lock. Like his knuckles and shit lock when he does stuff. Like they like a mechanical like sound that you would hear in like a cartoon. Like they go ka-ding, ka-ding. Good thing. You know what I mean? Like when he's doing his hand gestures, they're going ka-clunk, ka-clunk, ka-clunk. And the producers editing all that out. He's sweating over there on the soundboard going, holy shit. I can't get all these mechanical knuckle noises out of the fucking audio, you know? So what should we start with? Should we start with Nick Fuentes and then do the taste test? Or should we start with the taste test and then do the Fuentes? This is a dilemma I'm having here. I don't know where to start. You know, I feel like let's start with Nick.
Yeah, let's start with Nick.
And then, because we're going to need a palate cleanser off of that shit. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't know about Nick Fuentes, if you're just listening at home and you're unfamiliar with the guy, he's a lot. I'm going to tell you right now, Nick Fuentes is a lot. But there's something you didn't know about this guy.
No
Nick Fuentes is very much pumped into the mainstream. You know, this guy is.
I agree with a lot of what you just said.
A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are talking about Nick Fuentes. You're hearing Shane Gillis talk about him. I'm listening to Matt and Shane's Secret podcast the other day. Shane Gillis talking about how he's laying in bed watching Nick Fuentes highlights on Instagram, dude. Tell me how this guy ain't in the mainstream. If you're getting talked about by Shane Gillis, that's mainstream. Another place that you probably weren't expecting to hear Nick Fuentes' name is on the JRE, the Joe Rogan Expedition. You know? Like, I call it that because Joe Rogan is a monkey. And when you go to Joe Rogan's compound, it's like an expedition. It's like hanging out with the monkey, you know? Or what do they call that when you go on the safari? Isn't it a safari expedition or something like that?
Sounds good to me.
I feel like it's some shit. Like when you're riding in the Jeep, it's like some shit to do with the letter E. It's like safari
expedition sounds
expedition great. Or something like that. So it's the JRE expedition or whatever the fuck. I'm even losing the word myself. So you're hearing Nick. I'm hearing Nick's name all over the goddamn place. Like a lot. And it's going to be just a matter of time. Mark my words. It's going to be just a matter of time before your mother is going to be talking about Nick Fuentes. Before your grandmothers are going to be talking about Nick Fuentes. You're going to be, mark my words, in the next couple of years, the old folks that you think don't know what's going on are going to know about Nick Fuentes. In one way or another, whether it be they talk about this asshole on CNN or MSNBC or maybe even Fox. Shit, your grandmothers might be listening to Nick Fuentes as we speak. I don't know. And the sad part is you might not know either because half of the people that listen to this guy, I guarantee you will not admit the shit. You know, are we crazy for letting these people know that we are listening to Nicholas J. Fuentes?
Oh.
You know, the one thing this is what it is. Nick is such a crazy figure. If you don't know this guy, he started his show when he was like 18, right? For those of you listening, he started his show when he was like 18. It's called America First. This guy is all about the white man. His last name is Fuentes. Isn't that ironic? He's all about the white man and the white race. He doesn't want to mix races and shit, right? He also, not a big fan of Israel. You know? Not a big fan of the juice, if you catch my drift. Also, hey, he's got a lot of very, very polarizing opinions, right? But when you start to listen to him, when you really get to know the guy, he's actually kind of charming. Like, I'm not going to lie. Nicholas J. Fuentes is a little charming. Like, there's something about him. I think we talked about it earlier. It's like when he starts to talk, he starts to get these, like, he goes into this, like, little, like, he starts looking into the air. It's almost like he's having this, like, nostalgic thing. And he's talking about the craziest shit when he's doing it. He's like, and the Jews are just like, they just got to go, man. They just got to leave America. I just love it, man. Like, you know what I mean? And every time he does it, he looks exactly like Tom Hanks. It's not a doppelganger look like one for one of Tom Hanks. It's kind of like he just has this Tom Hanks like charm to him. It's very, very strange to me. Like, and so the first thing in this time code that we're going to listen to on this one little episode from America First, Nicholas J. Fuentes, is him talking about his beef with Tucker Carlson and how he's, you know, got this little thing going with Tucker Carlson. Now, the time code did get messed up as per use. You know, we always have one thing that gets fucked up every week when we record. And pretty soon we're going to start doing these things live. So you're going to have to get used to it. He may or may not start talking about Tucker Carlson right away. Let's give it a shot.
To break out again. War in Venezuela is ongoing. And it is true. It's just a fact Tucker's dad is in the CIA. It's just
It's just a fact. It's just a fact.
true. Okay, we all know that now. Now we all know that. And Tucker replies to the question.
He's so glad about it.
Yeah. So look, we have to go back a little bit. This is great. I like the way he starts
What
it.
I'm about to say.
Oh, this is great. Look, the way he starts this. He goes, I have to be careful because I don't want to get punched in the face, right? This has to do with Tucker. Listen to this.
I want to be very intentional and I want to choose my words carefully here. Because look, I don't want to get my ass kicked. I don't want to get punched in the face. I don't want to get beat up. So I want to be careful about.
Look, he's doing it right now. He's doing it. See how he's looking up into the air? He goes, I don't want to get my ass kicked. He's about to say the most diabolical shit you could possibly think of in your entire life. He goes, I don't want to get my ass kicked. Looks in the air all whimsical. He goes, I just got something to say, This guy is fucking nuts, dude. And he's the most ass-kickable guy that you could possibly think of in your entire life. He goes, I don't want to get my ass kicked, but I'm about to say something that I should get my ass kicked for saying.
How I choose my words and what I'm about to say. Did you guys see Tucker Carlson's appearance at Turning Point USA yesterday?
His face there.
He says it like he's like this little girl gossiping. He goes, you guys, can you believe this? He goes, have you seen Tucker Carlson's appearance at Turning Point yesterday? Can you believe this? He does this shit. This guy is fucking gold, bro. They're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him. If I'm getting this much enjoyment out of just hate watching the guy, the people that actually like him, holy fuck, the shit that they would do. It's insane. They're going to kill him. This is Charlie Kirk all over again.
The other thing I wanted to talk about just briefly, and I want to be very intentional and I want to choose my words carefully here because, look, I don't want to get my ass kicked. I don't want to get punched in the face. I don't want to get beat up. So I want to be careful about how I choose my words and what I'm about to say. Did you guys see Tucker Carlson's appearance at Turning Point USA yesterday? And I watched it, and it was pretty good. He didn't do a speech. He just gave a question and answer session. He debated some of the students. But there was one clip from the appearance that really stood out to me. There was this frat bro type guy, a total Chad. He's in like a
total Chad. Nick Fuentes, dude. The fact that he's young enough to this is something that really, this is what I think is what makes him a little dangerous. What do you need, a lighter?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I got you. That lighter went out? Here you go. Here. So the one thing that makes this guy so dangerous, in my opinion, is the fact that he's very articulate, right? Like, even though he says some crazy, heinous shit, you listen to him and he's making sense when he's talking. Like, that's the craziest part. He's not like this like Alex Jones type figure where if Alex Jones started going off about the Jews, you would because of his delivery, his history, everything that people know about him, you would immediately dismiss 90% of what he's saying because you would think he's nuts, right? That's not the case with Nick. Nick, he articulates the point extremely well, and he does it in a way that's like digestible to an intellectual. But then he's young enough to where he's saying shit like Chad, and he's like, the bro don't talk, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He says like shit like that to where you go, this guy is getting like both sides of the fence right now. You know what I mean? And this is what I think is so dangerous about this guy. Like a 17-year-old exposed to Nick Fuentes is like, you got him. You got him. Hook, line, and sinker. You fucking got him. You're saying the craziest shit. And this kid is so goddamn impressionable, guy, girl, whatever. If they even got a little bit of like, why are we doing that for Israel? The second they come across Nick Fuentes, boom, their heads are gonna fucking explode. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's nuts.
Nike tech suit.
The Chad. I gotta hear him say that again. He's like a total Chad.
He didn't do a speech. He just gave a question and answer session. He debated some of the students. But there was one clip from the appearance that really stood out to me. There was this frat bro type guy, a total Chad. He's in like a Nike tech suit and seemed like a real bro.
A real bro.
To the microphone during the question and answer with Tucker. Huge audience, by the way. 3,500 people, massive event, huge audience. Really impressive. So this frat bro comes up to the microphone and he says, you know what, Tucker? He goes, it feels like things don't change. We elected Trump, but we're still at war in Ukraine. They can't end the war in Gaza. They're doing regime change in Venezuela. He goes, your dad is in the CIA. He said it just like that.
Look, that right now, when he just did that, watch, as soon as he goes, your dad was in the CIA. That's the point, like, where Tucker's dad was in the CIA, but he doesn't like to talk about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons Tucker don't like to talk about it is because Tucker tried to get in the CIA and failed, okay? He failed. Now, Tucker just, like, one day on a podcast just, like, went out of nowhere and started calling out Nick for, like, criticizing him. And he was calling Nick, like, this gay little kid in his basement in Chicago. I think this is when I introduced you to Nick. Because Nick was, like, responding to it, right?
Yeah.
And Nick's response was he just totally outed Tucker Carlson for having a father who was in the CIA. He outed Tucker's trying to get in. He started saying all these things, and he's like, this is why you seem to have a sympathy towards these organizations in certain respects type of deal. So now that Nick is, like, saying that this Chad guy says to Tucker during Tucker's appearance at Turning Point, your father was in the CIA. Now Nick's going to go and look into the sky in wonderment. He's going to go, damn, I really drove that point home. Watch this.
He's up to the microphone and he says, you know what, Tucker? He goes, it feels like things don't change. We elected Trump, but we're still at war in Ukraine. They can't end the war in Gaza. They're doing regime change in Venezuela. He goes, your dad is in the CIA. He said it just like that.
You seen that? That pause? Your dad is in the CIA. He said it just like that. He had to sulk in the moment for a minute and look at those thumbs. Look at those thumbs, dude. That's only half cocked. That's only half cocked. If he straightened that thing the fuck out right now, oh boy. Oh boy, someone would crash through his the wall of his house to pick him up. That's how strong that hitchhiker's thumb is. If he went like this in his own house, a car would burst through the wall like a Kool-Aid man. Go, hey, you need a ride? You know what I mean? I saw your thumb from down the block. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is happening here? And his thumb, he has like 18 knuckles in his thumb. You ever notice that? There's like a joint here, right here. There's an extra one here, over here. This one's better. There's one right here. Half his goddamn hand is thumb.
He said, so why does it feel like nothing ever changes? It seems like the deep state always wins. The wars go on. Nothing actually changes. What is it going to take for things to change? I don't know. That seems like a reasonable question. It's true. All of it is true. The war in Ukraine is going on. The war in Gaza might resume at any time. And we know even if it doesn't, the war in Iran is about to break out again. War in Venezuela.
How much you want to make a bet that the cup has nothing in it? The cup is a prop, in my opinion. You think he's going to take a sip of it? I've never paid attention to like.
Well, I was already looking at it trying to see if there was like some steam in it.
There's never any steam coming out of it. Trust me, I've watched hours of Nicholas, and there's never any steam coming out of it.
For sure, prop.
It's a prop. I wonder if he's going to drink out of it. I've never paid attention, but he looked like he was gonna, like a second ago. He kind of like, he did like a fake, you know? He like almost lifted it off the table. It almost seemed like it was too heavy for him.
The war in Ukraine is going on. The war in Gaza might resume at any time.
He's going
And
to
we
grab
know
that
even
cup.
if it doesn't, the war in Iran is about to break out again. War in Venezuela
like
is ongoing.
Maybe I noticed him drinking
And
out
it
of
is
but
true.
who knows?
It's just a
You saw him drinking out of cups?
I don't know. We know how much I pay attention, so probably not.
Let's see. Look at my man. He's adorable little fucking guy, ain't he? Look at him. What'd I do? What'd I do? That's like a Red Bar joke. You don't know about it. What'd I do? What'd I do? Everybody goes, hey, this guy copies Red Bar. What'd I do? What'd I do?
fact.
Okay, we know for a fact. I love this. This is the point that drove it home for me on this one. I like this.
Oh, no, that seems like a reasonable question. It's true. All of it is true. The war in Ukraine is going on. The war in Gaza might resume at any time. And we know even if it doesn't, the war in Iran is about to break out again. War in Venezuela is ongoing. And it is true. It's just a fact. Tucker's dad is in the CIA.
What the fuck?
Look at Nick. I don't want to get punched in the face. He's like, this is like the cover of Home Alone or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Home Alone 4, starring Nicholas J. Fuentes, you know? Imagine that one. This time he runs into Trump looking for his parents, and Trump goes, let's bomb Israel. And he goes, no, whoa. No, he goes, let's bomb Palestine. Sorry, I'm getting my Middle Eastern conflict mixed up. Trump doesn't want to bomb Israel. He wants to help Israel bomb Palestine. So that's what they do. That's the plot of Home Alone 4. Nick Fuentes and his family are going to Israel so that they can help Israel bomb Palestine, right? But somehow Nick Fuentes gets separated from his parents. And then he's trying to find his parents in the middle of the Gaza Strip, right? And that's where he runs into Trump.
Can't believe you knew there were 3 Home Alones.
Oh, yeah. I'm tapped in. If anyone's tapped in, it's me. So look, you didn't even let me finish. So Nick is trying to find his parents in the middle of the Gaza Strip, right? And this is where he runs into Trump. He goes, Trump, you got to help. Just like in the Home Alone, he goes, Trump, you got to help me find my parents. I don't know where's the West Bank? You know, he goes, Trump, where's the West Bank? I got to find my parents. I have a feeling they're in the West Bank. Trump's like, by the time I'm done with this place, there's going to be so many casinos and hotels. You're not going to want to worry about the West Bank. You know what I mean? Like, and he looks like this. He goes, not worry about the West Bank. Whoa. Like, you know, like that's the whole movie. Home Alone 4, starring Nicholas J. Fuentes.
Which is true. Okay, we all know that now. Now we all know that. And Tucker replies
See how he
to the
rebels
question,
and he goes,
and he says, I agree with a lot of what you just said. He said, but if you bring up my dad again, I'll kick your ass. I mean it. Seriously, don't test me, son.
dude, imagine a world where Tucker Carlson is threatening to fight you. Imagine in a world where Tucker Carlson is doing anything but offering you a fucking Zin. That's the only thing I've ever heard come out of Tucker Carlson. He's like, anytime someone comes to his house, he goes, I shot an elk. I got a whole freezer full of meat. Would you like a Zin? You know what I mean? It's like every single fucking time. And Tucker Carlson gets one question about his dad being in the CIA. All of a sudden, the Zins are out of the fucking... They're off the table. Tucker goes fucking apeshit. And Nick likes this. Let's let him talk this out. We'll go to the next time code.
And I saw this clip and I'm like, whoa, what's with the reaction? That's crazy. He goes, my father was a good man, whatever his job was. I don't think anybody said otherwise. I didn't hear that. And I saw that clip, and then I saw another clip. There was like a left-wing student, and he was giving Tucker a hard time. But he said, you're worth $50 million. And Tucker said, hey, don't believe everything you read on the fucking internet. I'm not worth $50 million. Whoa, okay, sorry. Sorry, you're worth $25 million. My mistake, sorry. And
I'd believe Tucker Carlson's worth $50 million. But I believe like that about any, like, if I feel like if I see a person on a screen of any sort, they have like $100 million or something like that. Like, I always think that way. I go, money is just, it's flowing to them. It's just falling in their lap. It has to be. Right? You know?
Him too?
Anyone. Nick, I feel like Nick is loaded. He has to be. Look at how awesome his studio is. He's got a whole fucking cityscape. He looks like he's on a balcony back here. And pumpkins with a little scarecrow. You got to be rich to have a scarecrow like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
The lighting's all nice. And if you got palm trees in Chicago, you're rich. If you have palm trees in Chicago of any kind, you're rich. I'm sorry. You have to. You have to be. If you're using a coffee mug as a prop on your show,
You're rich.
you're rich. I mean, that's just the way that it is. Like, I don't make the rules, you know? But I bring this clip up because I like how, like, now it's starting to be this petty thing between Nick and Tucker Carlson that, like, anytime Tucker says anything that's, like, weird, like, some kid brings up his dad being in the CIA, Tucker Carlson goes, I'll kick your ass. And then I'll have a zin after I kick your ass. And then Nick goes, this is it. I got to make this a thing. Let's talk about how Tucker doesn't want people to know he's rich and how his dad's in the CIA. I just thought that was a little hilarious. But now, this is my favorite part about Nick's show. I don't know about you. It's not all the talking and the talking shit, because when you're watching his show, I mean, I don't understand how. So this guy, if you like go to watch one of the replays of his streams, they're like 5 hours long. 3.5 like hours of them is like just fucking cuts of like random ass clips and shit. And it'll be like God. Like it'll be like Nick like blowing Jesus or something like that. Like it's like this weird graphic or some shit that he'll have.
Do people sit and watch it?
What, that whole stream shit? I have no idea. Like I would imagine if you're like, here's the chat, right? Let's go like right up here. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So this is like what I'm saying. It's like propaganda style shit, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine like this is like the chat that's happening like during this part. Or maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't look like the chat replays like it does on YouTube. But like if you're looking at it, it's like this is what it is. It's all like propaganda.
To be.
So it's like,
right. But if I started watching something and got 25 minutes in and I'm just listening to music and looking at photos of what is supposed to be Jesus, I'm like, what the fuck's happening?
yeah, it's like, and it's so funny. All these guys, they play like this right wing and they're like these tough guys and shit like that, but they're all so gay for Jesus. Like Nicholas Fuentes would like eat Jesus's ass. Like I have a feeling that he would. All right. So it's nuts. This stream right here is 3 hours and 40 minutes long, right? It starts at like an hour in. Let's see. An hour 17 in, still propaganda. An hour 33 in.
Okay.
Now we finally get
somewhere. I was in the group chat all
an
day
hour
today.
and 25. You trying to tell me I got to sit around for an hour and listen to all that crazy propaganda shit before this guy even opens his mouth? That's what I'm saying. Do people get an email or something? Do you at least get an email? Like if you join a mailing list and he goes, now he's live. You know, you need a notification system or something for this shit. But it's not all this. I don't care about the propaganda. I don't care about the points that he's making with the politics. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff is like every now and then he carpet bombs like a funny thing in there. You know? And it's 9 times out of 10, it's funny because he's not trying to be funny. He's just trying to be Nick. You know, that's all it is. It's when he starts to read the super chats. These are my favorite. I love everything about the super chats. I love so much. Like the little like, ba-ding. It goes like
literally.
Hey, hold up. Shut the fuck up. It makes the little like Mario noise.
The Mario
like
noise.
they hit the fucking brick. Ba-ding. You get the coin. So that's how you know Nick got a little quiche. You know what I mean? And then this is the thing. Why do you have to plaster how much it was on there? You know? That's like giving someone a gift and leaving the price tag on it. You kind of know, you get what I mean? It's like, I don't need to know how much the shit cost. Don't do that. You know, I never knew that was tacky growing up. Like somebody had to tell me that. Like I would just leaving the price tags on all sorts of shit.
You were?
Fuck yeah. This shit would say like $1.99 on it. I go, here you go.
Oh, you mean like as a gift?
I was thinking about you. You know what I mean? I was thinking about you. And then finally one day somebody was like, you that's like, you don't leave the price tag on a gift. When
How
you
old were you?
I was like, maybe like a teenager,
Oh, well, that's acceptable.
something like
At
that.
least as a teenager. At least you weren't like, mid-20s still doing it.
I was old enough to where I probably should have knew better. I probably should have knew better. So let's listen to this time code right here. I like this. The super chats get wild over there. People start asking wacky ass questions and shit. This next one was funny because somebody starts bringing up Tim Dillon and Tony Hinchcliffe in the super chat. And Nick's like, what the fuck? I like what he says about Tony. Wait until you hear what he says about Tony.
Completely and indubitably luminous. Sensational run.
Hey,
Handshake
thank
emoji.
you very much. Yeah, John Doyle, what does he have, 3 fans now? Yeah, it's too bad what happened to him, but he doesn't work hard. So
Savannah sent $50. Love you, Nick. Red heart emoji.
thank you, man.
KB sent $25. First time super chat. Love the show. Tim Dillon has been talking up MTG as a potential 2028 presidential candidate lately. Do you have any thoughts on why he's pushing her? Hope you have a good night. God bless you.
I think
So this super chatter, he says, Tim Dillon has been talking up Marjorie Taylor Greene. You familiar with this?
Yep. I know who she
Marjorie
is.
Taylor Greene?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, what I would do to Marjorie Taylor Greene. I would choke the shit out that bitch. So he's been talking her up as a potential candidate for the 2028 presidential election, right? Now, this super chatter wants to know Nick's thoughts on that. I feel like that's such a wasted, for a super chat. Like, you're going to give someone money to go, like, what are your thoughts on this? Who gives a fuck? What are your thoughts on it? Give yourself $20 and then talk about it yourself on your own show. I feel like that'd be a lot better. Imagine if every single person you knew had a podcast. Right? I saw that smile of yours go whoop right down.
That would be too much time to listen.
Right.
You'd have to support all your friends that you would run out of time to listen.
It's going to be like that sooner or later. Everybody wants to be an influencer. Sooner or later, it's going to be everybody going, subscribe to my shit. This is why I don't like anything when I go on social media, because I go, everyone should be liking my shit. I don't need to be liking anyone else's shit. No? It's just me, I guess. Okay.
I don't like stuff.
Yeah, but you ain't even an online person. You don't have the jealousy and the hatred that I have when you're online not liking shit. You just don't like it because you ain't on. When you get like me, you go, I should be getting those likes. And you swipe up.
Oh, that's your reason?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't give a fuck. I don't ever scroll the social media. I scroll Twitter. I don't count Twitter as social media. I count it as the truth. I count it as a truth feed. It's truth social. That's what it is. Twitter is truth social, because that's where you get the truth is on Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's what I would call it. Instead of a social network, I would call it truth social. And as a matter of fact, I think Twitter should probably trademark that, Truth Social.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's anything out there called Truth Social right now. So they should trademark.
You be sure to tell them that.
Truth Social. See, you don't know what Truth Social is.
No.
Because obviously you're not tapped in. Not like me, and definitely not like Nicholas J. Fuentes. So I want to hear. He doesn't really talk too much about the Tim Dillon thing. He barely touches on it. It's the next super chat that I like.
I think it's harmless, probably. I don't know him personally. I don't think there's some hidden reason. Probably because she criticizes Israel and she's conservative. She's very conservative, but she's obviously an idiot. So that's why.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's an idiot. I didn't even know that. Anytime I've ever seen Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's saying perfectly logical shit. She's never not once said anything absolutely nuts I've ever heard.
Never?
No.
Mm-mm.
Not a once.
Grassroots Roy.
That's why I
$100.
don't support
Request to make unimpeachable merch. Veiled. Ironic. Based. 067. Also, yesterday when someone said you have a lot in common with Tony, they were calling you gay. W hate. Great show as
Wait,
always.
is Tony gay?
Is Tony Hinchcliffe gay?
What the fuck?
So now I know you had touched on it earlier. You said the super chats that he has, it makes it hard to hear. Because the guy goes really fast. So this person's saying they're asking for a certain type of merch, whatever. Nobody gives a fuck about that. I know I don't. And then they said also yesterday when somebody said that you have a lot in common with Tony Hinchcliffe, they were calling you gay. And then they said, W hate. Great show as always. Look, this is the type of shit. The Groypers. These are the Groypers.
The Fuentes.
Nicholas J. Fuentes fans. That's what they call them, the Groypers, right?
Yeah.
The Groypers, they like the hate. They embrace the hate. So even when somebody's hating on their own guy, the Nicholas J. Fuentes, they still love it. They go, this is awesome. Great show. The name of this person who sent the super chat is Grassroots Groyper. Imagine that. The name Groyper just sounds crazy to me.
It does.
Like, it sounds
How
like...
did they even come up with that?
I have no idea, but it sounds like somebody who molests people. Maybe children.
Yeah.
If you're a Groyper, you know what I mean? Like, you're groiping people?
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me? You're groiping them? Mm-hmm. That's what I hear when you say you're a Groyper. Don't come and groip me. I groip you. You don't come groip me. Nick Fuentes. Now, I can't tell if he's being serious here. Like, he could be joking, going, is Tony Hinchcliffe gay? Like, that sounds like somebody, like anyone could say that and be completely joking or completely serious. It would depend on their tone. I can't tell if he's being real or not. He's that good at acting.
Teachable merch. Veiled. Ironic. Based. 067. Also, yesterday when someone said you have a lot in common with Tony, they were calling you gay. W hate. Great show as
Wait,
always.
is Tony gay? Is Tony Hinchcliffe gay? I had no idea.
He's being serious.
He's like
looking it up right now. Look at Nick's face. Nick goes, wait a minute. Is Tony Hinchcliffe a fag? Dude, I had no... Nick would say that. I'm not saying this. I don't say words like that. Like faggot. This is Nick saying this. And according to Jordan Jensen, if I'm explaining Nick saying it, I'm allowed to say the shit,
Yes.
all right? You understand? So this is perfectly above board. This is what Louis J. Gomez would say. It's above board, you know? Now, have you know, we will be talking about Louis J. Gomez's special November 2nd. So all 32 of you listening to this, we'll be broadcasting it. Look at how fucking serious. Nick is like perplexed right now. He goes, really? Because it's believable. This is what has him so fucked up. It's Look at that face right there. You trying to tell me this guy's life is ruined right now. He goes, yeah, I knew he's a little flamboyant, but like I didn't to call him gay, you know? Is he? Is he? You know what I mean? He does that with his eyes. He goes, like he comes to realization. He goes, is he? Is he gay? Because if he's gay, I can't listen to his comedy anymore.
Wait, is Tony gay? Is Tony Hinchcliffe gay? I had no idea.
Imagine typing with one hand on your keyboard. Is Tony Hinchcliffe gay? Look, he won't even use the other hand.
How do you spell his name?
How do you spell his name? Look, he's going, how do you spell his name? Gets deep into the keyboard. Gets deep into the keyboard. If you're lurching over like that to start typing, you have to use your other hand, bro. What is it? What's happening with that other hand that he won't use it to type in is Tony Hinchcliffe gay? Is he worried about knocking over that coffee cup? Do we all know there's nothing in it? You know, don't worry, Nick. If the cup tips over, nothing's gonna spill out. You'll be fine. Look at him. Use your other hand. How do you spell his name?
How do you spell his name?
He's like an old man. He's like a 24-year-old old man. Like how do you spell his name? And then he's gonna pull out his monocle and go way into the keyboard. It's like, instead of just using the other hand. Look at him. There he goes. You did it. Look. What's the over-under on him going, Tony Hinchcliffe isn't gay? I just looked it up. What do you think the over-under is on that? Like, I have a feeling he's going to do something.
He's going to say that.
No, he's straight.
There he goes.
This is what AI says.
AI, you're going to believe AI and Tony Hinchcliffe fucking straight. Okay. You can't input into the AI model all of the dicks that Tony sucked and stuff like that. They don't have any evidence. You know, well, there's probably evidence, but they don't give AI access to that. You know what I mean? You know, when you get the AI, you can opt out in the settings.
The AI can just make the evidence of it.
The AI can make the evidence of it. So then if the AI can make up pictures of Tony being gay, what's to make the AI not tell Nick that Tony's not gay? Just for the hell of it. Just to fuck with him. The AI probably knows it's Nick. He goes, I heard about you. I heard about you. Like, I'm going to feed you any fucking, real information. Yeah, okay, fat chance. The AI says he's not gay, so he must not be gay. Toss me back that lighter.
This is what AI says. According to news and commentary, he is straight. His gay persona is a recurring element of his humor. He has been in a past relationship.
His gay persona is a recurring element of his humor. It's not. Isn't that hilarious? It's not. Everybody makes fun of Tony for being gay. Tony don't make fun of Tony for being gay. He leans into it now because he has no choice. If you get made fun of that much, you have to lean into it.
Yeah.
If you don't, people are going to make fun of you even worse. You have to lean into it. You have no choice. I like how the AI is clearly feeding this man a sweet line of bullshit. He's eating it. Hook, line, and sinker, dude. Don't listen to the AI, folks, at home. I'm telling you. Anything with Chat GPT, Axe Perplexity, all this shit, you get the results and you verify. You verify. Even if you tell ChatGPT to provide you sources, you open the links that it provides you, because 9 times out of 10, they're sources that ain't got shit to do with what you're even talking about. I'm telling you. So this guy's gonna believe AI when it comes to Tony Hinchcliffe not sucking a little cock on the side. Okay.
This is what AI says. According to news and commentary, he is straight. His gay persona is a recurring element of his humor. He has been in a past relationship with women, short-lived marriage too. Okay, come on. So he's not gay.
Oh, because gay guys never get married.
Right.
Gay guys ain't never been in relationships with girls before, I'll tell you that. It's never happened once in the history of gay men or dick or any. Okay. Well, yeah, I believe you.
I was going to say, that would be really surprising. He doesn't seem gay to me.
He doesn't seem gay to Nick Fuentes. Is this a fucking joke? Now I know Nick is gay. Now I know Nick is gay. Now I know Nick Fuentes is gay. What are you running cover for Tony Hinchcliffe for? Him and the Groypers running cover for Tony Hinchcliffe. I can't believe this. What I'm hearing. I can't.
But anyway, thanks for that, I
Text
guess.
season sent $20. You were keyed in yesterday while discussing people abusing the new window of online free speech. When you were unbanned on Twitter, you said no more unforced errors.
Okay, I don't give a shit about that, chat. I can't believe this. Tony Hinchcliffe ain't gay. Nick Fuentes thinks that. Okay. Tony's own mom doesn't even think that. I don't even think Tony thinks that. I really don't. I don't know if Tony believes that he's not. Tony probably is one of those guys. He sits in front of the mirror every morning for 40 minutes. He goes, I've been living a lie for all these years, and it's weighing on my soul. This is probably why he's such a fucking piece of shit. Because you have to have something. Something has to be, you know what I mean? You got to have some shit with you to be that big of a piece of shit. Well, you know what I mean? It can't be. Now, where are we going? We're going to 3:30. This time code I thought was pretty funny.
For political reasons, they let him go.
Look at this. Listen to this. We stopped this. I'm not even kidding, on exactly the right moment. Nick has a certain hatred for a certain thing that I thought was hilarious. To have this kind of hatred for what this man's about to talk about is insanity. This was the reason I knew I couldn't trust Nick Fuentes. It had nothing to do with all the Jew talk or the fucking mixed race or whatever, you know. Nick gets up here, he says the word, the hard R, the N-word. You know what I mean? I always look past it. Because he's so adorable. You can tell deep down inside there's a little kid in there. You know what I mean? That's innocent. He's been tainted by the world. But if you crack that shell, you get a Tom Holland underneath all that. You know what I mean? Right now, on the outside, it's the hard chocolatey shell of Nick Fuentes. As soon as you get that spoon in you, tap, 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 and you crack that hard chocolatey shell. On the inside, you're going to get a gooey Tom Holland. Imagine Nick Fuentes playing Spider-Man. Jesus Christ.
Luke sent $20. I read an article in the UN's review that argued sanctions against Russia are nearly useless. Do you think sanctions are a useful tool or just posturing?
They're useful. The UN's review is very pro-Russia. It's very suspicious. Everybody on UN's is like a pro-Russia hack, so.
Dawson Hickey sent $25. Hey, Nick, just wanted to say I love the show and all the grow ibers.
Cool.
Internet Boy sent $20. Here to support the show. If you sold stickers/decals, I'm sure a lot of people would buy them and the cost to profit ratio would benefit you as well.
Ooh, now this I like, right? Because this super chatter comes in. He offers his helping hand. He goes, I'm here to support the show. Here's $20, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all I can give you. Now, he also comes in with the business proposition. He says, if you sold some stickers, I'm telling you, the overhead is insane. He goes, what you would make on the back end is, you know what I mean? This guy might as well have uploaded a whole expense report on this goddamn thing. You know what I mean? Been like, if the profit ratio would benefit you so you'd make so much money on the back end of those stickers. I'm talking 2 points over 1, you know? Now, you would think Nick, being a reasonable guy, he would take to this business proposition, take a liking to it. He goes, you know what? I could use the extra cash. You know what I mean? I'm not even paying my interns, for God's sake. You know, Nick's whole show is produced for free. Do you know that? He has, I'm not even kidding. I was just listening to Nick on Red Scare. The Red Scare. I'll tell you about Red Scare later. Trust me. I was listening to him on Red Scare. He ends up telling those 2 girls that host that podcast, he tells them, I have 41 employees. They're all unpaid interns. Let's give it up. Nick Fuentes. For a guy who doesn't like Jews, he's probably the biggest Jew I know. You have 41 employees. You don't pay a single one of them. That's the Jewiest thing I've ever fucking heard in my goddamn life. You know what I mean? So for a guy that don't like him, you got a lot in common with him. I'm going to tell you that right the fuck now. So I thought that was hilarious. So this guy, he's not even paying people. So you figure a business proposition like stickers, overhead out the wazoo, you making a killing on the back end. You figure Nick would be rubbing his lips, rubbing his hands, licking his lips to that. Let's listen to this guy's reaction to this.
Hey, Nick, just wanted to say I love the show and all the grow ibers.
Cool.
Internet Boy sent $20. Here to support the show. If you sold stickers/decals, I'm sure a lot of people would buy them and the cost to profit ratio would benefit you as well.
If you use stickers, I think you're gay.
Okay.
What are you going to do with stickers?
If you hate stickers, I think you're gay. That's a little much. For someone who just got done saying one of the gayest things I've ever heard. You know what I mean? I don't know. The way this guy is talking about Tony Hinchcliffe not being gay, that's probably one of the gayest things I've ever heard come out of anyone's mouth. If you truly believe Tony Hinchcliffe is not gay, you're gay. You have to be. You know? Being gay is like one of those things. Nowadays, it's so fluid. Like, I feel like if somebody thinks you're gay, like, you're gay. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be. Like, perception is reality, man. If I think you're gay, as far as I'm concerned, you're gay. Dude. Like, that's it. You know, that's what are you gonna have to prove it to me. You know? In my mind, this is not like the American court system. You're not innocent until proven guilty. You're gay until proven straight. Okay? That's just the way it goes. I'm sorry. So for somebody who just got done saying the gayest thing I've ever heard, and then to go sticker, if you use stickers, you're gay. I got stickers everywhere. I got stickers all over the fucking place. Okay? You think that this is like this all behind me is stickers. There's nothing behind me right now. The TV is the only thing on here. The TV, the table, the desk. Everything else you see behind me is a sticker. It's all stickers.
If you sold stickers/decals, I'm sure a lot of people would buy them and the cost to profit ratio would benefit you as well.
If you use stickers, I think you're gay.
Damn.
What are you going to do with stickers?
Damn.
What are you going to do with stickers? You're going to put them on your laptop?
Oh, okay. I love that.
Put them on your laptop.
You're going to put them on your laptop, you know? He says that. Oh, dude, you have to punch him in the face. He says something like that to you. You know, imagine a grown-ass man coming up to you saying some shit like that. Imagine Nick Fuentes getting in your face like this and you're high on mushrooms. He goes, you're going to put them on your laptop? You go, whoa, shit. You're like all scared. You're like, oh. It's like Fear and Loathing. You're like hiding under tables and shit. He's like, you're gonna put him on your laptop. You're like, whoa, dude. He sounds like a Jew. He sounds like a Jew.
To profit ratio would benefit you as well.
If you use stickers, I think you're gay. What are you going to do with
Look at his face. Can I go back?
So
Look, I gotta
$20.
pause
Here
it
is
at the
what
right
you-
moment.
If you sold stickers/decals, I'm sure a lot of people would buy them, and the cost to profit ratio would benefit you as well.
if you use stickers, I think you're gay.
Look at how mad he is. The guy brought up stickers he had to have gotten raped by a sticker when he was a kid or something.
Something.
A sticker had to have sexually assaulted this kid. You know? To be that upset about it. You tighten up your chin like that, you're pissed.
What are you going to do with stickers? What are you going to do with stickers? You're going to put them on your laptop? You're going to put them on your laptop to express yourself? Since when you go to Starbucks or the study hall and you open up your laptop, everybody knows your favorite brands and your favorite band and your favorite internet show?
Nicholas J. Fuentes. He goes, you're going to go to Starbucks with your blue hair and your fucking laptop? You're going to put the stickers on your laptop so that everybody knows your favorite band? He's doing like the Stewie. You ever hear that joke on Family Guy? He's like talking to Brian and he's negging him about something. But as he's talking to him, his voice starts to get higher. And by the end of it, he's going, and that one thing that you were going to do that you said you were going to do that you didn't do? You know what I'm talking about? He's like kind of doing that. You know what I mean? He's getting higher.
Starbucks or the study hall and you open up your laptop. Everybody knows your favorite brands and your favorite band and your favorite internet show. You faggot.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that one. Okay. Red bar. Watch, you're going to see Nicholas J. Fuentes on Red Bar soon.
You going to put him on a stop sign and vandalize the city like an asshole?
Oh, he's one of them.
I hate stickers.
Okay.
The world needs less adhesive. The world needs less adhesive.
What the fuck, dude? Who says that? The world needs less sticky. You know what I mean? If it was up to me, the world would be a less sticky place. You know? I'm telling you. He goes, blacks, Jews, tape. Get rid of them all. I can't. Get rid of them all. He goes, I can't take them anymore. And women need to shut the fuck up. He's like, dude, Nick is nuts. Nick says this. Not me. I don't say this. I love bitches.
And less adhesive, less decals, fewer stickers. We need a lot less of that on the planet. So no, I will not be selling stickers or decals. I will not be doing it.
I do not like green eggs and ham, is what I'm hearing right now. He goes, I do not like stickers on a van. I do not like them in a jam. I don't like stickers. I'm saying I am. Like, this is what I'm hearing right now.
We need a lot less of that on the planet. So no, I will not be selling stickers or decals. I will not be doing it. Not gonna happen. No
Peter
shot.
Stankiewicz sent $30.
Oh, there goes the next super chat. Let's give it up for Nicholas J. Fuentes, man. Good old Nicholas J. Fuentes, dude. You gotta love that. I'm telling you, for all the hate that's coming out of Nicholas J. Fuentes, there's a lot of laughs to be had. I mean, am I wrong in that? I feel like
It's pretty funny.
it's so fucking funny, dude.
It's really
It's
funny.
hilarious. It's like this kid is something's happening here. Something's happening here. I don't know what it is, but it's making me feel all fuzzy inside, you know? Speaking of feeling fuzzy inside, let's kind of like cleanse the palate before we go into, our feature story. We got a great show for you guys today. My name is Nicholas J. Fuentes. I'll be, hit the like button on Rumble. What is he? He's always talking about Rumble. He goes, smash that like button on Rumble. Buy my merch. Buy my merch. All right, yeah, let's fucking... As a matter of fact, now that we're on the subject of merch, go to lostdocs.media. Buy my merch, okay? Lately, trust me, we're segueing so god... This is such a 90-degree turn segue right here. But not long ago, I don't remember what it was that me and you were listening to or how the fuck it even came about. But we started hearing people talking about how awesome Diet Coke is. How it's so awesome that Coke Zero doesn't even compare. Right?
Right.
And it really is like this thing, like Diet Coke people and Diet Pepsi people are like nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's like the Diet Coke and the Coke Zero, they're a battle of themselves.
I feel like it's two separate communities,
Yeah.
right? Like they're full fucking blown too. And it's like regular Coke people are just like chilling. You know, we're just like, whatever. Like, I don't drink soda like that, but it's like,
I don't know. Around here, Coke or Pepsi, you could go somewhere and they're like, oh, we only have Pepsi. They'll just be like, oh, no, sweet tea.
no, of course, there are those people that stick to their guns between Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're a regular soda drinker, you're not
You
like
just drink
a
regular soda.
bitch about it. Like, oh, the diet, it's got to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the diet community is a little nutty, you know, the diet and the zero community.
Well, yeah.
You know? But does that come with the territory?
Yes.
If you're counting carbs, which
Yes.
not too many diet drinkers are, you know what I mean? Then I can see where it makes sense. But the diet drinker that I'm used to seeing and I'm exposed to in my everyday life is the type of person that supersizes the whole meal and gets a diet soda. You understand?
That might be the truth, but listen, that diet soda is still less calories than if they'd have gotten the full one. So it's, you know.
But if you drink two, you might as well have drank one regular one.
Says who?
I don't do the math. I don't make the rules.
I never heard that rule.
I'm telling you. Let's say the diet soda has half of the amount of sugar.
The diet soda has zero
no sugar.
calories.
All right, I got it.
They're 0 calorie drinks.
I don't know.
This one has 10. Nope, this one has 0.
There's no way that thing has like the syrup in it and all that, and it has
It
no.
says
calories.
0 on the can. I'm drinking a 0 sugar. So look, check out the one you bought.
No. Well, I'll take your word for it. That's not the point of this segment. The point of this segment is people are so nutty about the taste of it, right?
Yes.
They say Diet Coke tastes way different than Coke Zero, which obviously would taste way different than Coke, right? And they say the same thing about the Diet Pepsi. So what I did was I went and I got all of these different sodas. We're going to do a little red band, right? I got a Diet Coke here. Let's see. Maybe I can switch it over to me. There we go. I got a Diet Coke, right? We got a little Diet Coke. I got a Diet Pepsi. Very nice. You know, show the camera. Right? Then I got a Coke Zero. This is a Coke Zero, for those of you who don't know. And then, of course, we got...
You bought the regulars.
I bought the regulars, too.
Okay.
So we bought all of them, and I want to try them out. But here's the thing. I got serious about this. I got very serious about this. I also went and looked up what's the best palate cleanser to have in between them, right? And they said that if you're doing this, if you're drinking just regular sparkling water, that's a good palate cleanser. So we got Topo Chico. I got Topo Chico sparkling the carbonated mineral water. So this is for us to have in between, right? So I'm going to start with pouring this one first. I'm going to keep the glasses, right? And then I'll hand off the bottle to you, and you can take them. Like, you can just hold on to the bottles. I'll pour myself, and we'll do the little taste test. I'm kind of curious about this.
Do you have an opinion on just the Pepsi versus Coke alone? See, I already have an opinion on the two different flavors of those.
I'm more of like a Coke guy. Because, like, Coke, I feel, is a little more on the bitter side, right? And I don't like overly sweet stuff. Like, I'm the type of guy that'll get a cupcake and scrape the icing right off the top of the bitch.
I think Coke is sweeter than Pepsi.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always...
Maybe I'm a Coke fan, so it might be so long that I don't remember, but...
Okay. I can understand that. So we're going to switch to clip view. I kind of want to give people a little insight as to what is happening here. I'm spilling mineral water on my desk. So this is me. I'm just pouring me some mineral water, right? Because I got to have something to have in between, you know? So I'm going to put my mineral water to the side, but this bottle is for you.
Okay.
So you can snatch that. Trust me, you are off camera. And then I'm going to pour. What should we start with? We have diets of both. You know, what should we start with?
Let's start with the true debate over the Coke Zero and the Diet Coke.
Okay, so we'll start with Diet Coke then. We'll start with Diet Coke. So let's make sure that I don't have none of the labels facing out. You know, we don't want to do product placement up in this bitch. I say fuck it, you know. So just don't forget, like, when you do sit back down and taste test it, when you go to, like, talk about it, to fix your mic up and stuff like that. Mm. So now all right, so now we're going to do the Diet Coke first, right? So I got me a little bit of Diet Coke in this cup. You got your Diet Coke there. Obviously, there's really nothing to the first one, right? You just drinking it just to kind of... And I, like, filled my whole cup up. I'm a little thirsty, though. I've been smoking a joint and all that. So, all right, here's Diet Coke, right? Really not much to it. It's just Diet Coke.
Yeah.
But this is how all taste tests start, right? You drink the first one. I kind of don't mind the taste of diet soda now. When I was growing up, you could not pay me to drink that shit. I'll tell you right now. If it was nothing to drink in the house but a Diet Pepsi, it might as well have been a can filled with dirt to me. I would have been like, I can get nothing out of that to help me with my thirst. I can't.
Growing up, the soda that was like around me was Diet caffeine-free Coke.
Diet and caffeine free?
Yeah, it came in a gold can.
See, that's diabolical. Those gold cans were like,
yeah,
you knew shit was real fucked up. If you saw someone with a goddamn gold can, oh my Lord. All right, so we got the Diet Pepsi, right? Or the Diet Coke we did first. I apologize. So now you got to take a sip of the carbonated water to kind of cleanse the palate. Because now we're going from that to Coke Zero, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That definitely cleansed the palate. It tastes like shit. I'll tell you that right now. So now we're doing the Coke Zero, right? This is kind of interesting. It's not as interesting as I thought it would be. Let's get some music going. Let's do some H3 here, dude. Yeah. Okay. Now we're having a good time. This is nice. Now I feel like Ethan Klein. I go, hey, somebody order some boba tea. Why don't you? You know? Well, you got Goose in the hand like that? Goose gonna fuck your shit up. All right, so now we're moving on to the Coke Zero. Now, this is gonna be a true testament right here. If Coke Zero is better than Diet Coke, I mean, the world is a lie, right? I'm gonna do one more sip of the water just to kind of really make sure the palate's cleansed. All right, so.
I like this mineral water.
You like it? The mineral water you like?
I do, yeah.
All right.
It's got a good amount of bubbles.
All right, let's bottoms up to the Coke Zero. Let's test it out.
This one's sweeter.
Yeah, it is sweeter than the diet, right? Now, here's something I heard someone say recently. I'm not even kidding. I think it was Andrew Santino. Because I was watching the fucking guys from Les Mascots on fucking Whiskey Ginger with Andrew Santino. And they started talking about, I think that's actually what gave me the idea, was listening to them talk about Diet Coke and all that shit. And the way Andrew described it was he said that Coke Zero kind of tastes like a fake Coke. And Diet Coke is just like its own thing. And I kind of can agree with that.
That's where this conversation came from.
Right?
We were listening to that. That was it.
I can kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, in this sense. Like, it kind of tastes like Coke Zero kind of tastes like I'm drinking, like, RC Cola or something. Right? Like, it almost tastes like you bought, like, a knockoff, like, Coke from the store.
Now I want to taste the Coke.
That's exactly why I bought it. Wouldn't you? Go figure. So now we're gonna go back to the regular Coke, right?
Yeah.
And then from there we'll do like a Diet Pepsi, and then regular Pepsi, and then we'll do Diet Pepsi versus Diet Coke, right?
Sure.
I guarantee you the diets are having battles between that one. there's no way Diet Pepsi people are not saying that it's better than Diet Coke, right? Like, I highly doubt they're mixing. Like, someone goes, oh, you don't have Diet Pepsi, I'll take a Diet Coke. Ain't no way that's happening. So I want to save that one for last. I want to see which one's better, right? So, all right, so now we're going to do the regular Coke, yeah? Regular Coca-Cola. Look, I like how you did the mic. You like did the mic all like tall and shit. You're standing here.
Well, I keep having to. I have to be standing
you're
up.
running
so.
back and forth from the little producer desk to the fucking to my desk. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Dude, all this carbonation, I'm burping and I'm like Bert Kreischer. Just burping into the mic right now. Careful grabbing that bad boy. They might see your thumb. Yeah, no, I'm fucking with you, God. All right, so don't forget your mineral water in between.
I had some.
You got it, yeah, the palate cleanser. I haven't had any yet. I feel just like Red Band. Not too long ago, I covered Red Band. He did a whole root beer fucking review. You would go nuts off of that. You love it. You love it. I do
love it.
That Barks bullshit. All right, regular Coke. See, that's it, though.
This tastes like when I'm sick as a little kid.
This is Mama's Gravy right here. That's a Shane Gilly reference right there. This is Mama's Gravy. Like, this is the original recipe. You can't... I mean, if it had some Coke in it, you know, then it's original recipe. You can't fuck with it.
It is good.
Look, the day I get diabetes, I'm going to be a sad, sad man. I'm going to be a sad, sad man. And the funny thing is, I don't even drink soda. But when I become like 65, 70, I'm drinking some soda. Okay, I'm going to be one of those people that has like the 2 liters all stacked through the house and shit. Every room I go in, another 2 liter. So then let's do Diet Pepsi, yeah?
Yeah.
Look, this is nice. We got the fucking H3 music going. You know, I feel like Zach's back there doing the sound bites and shit. You know, this is nice, man. This is exactly what they would do on H3. They go, let's do a taste test of like all these different things.
Love brought it to the table.
Love would bring it to the table usually. I have a feeling Love is the one that's responsible for like half of the taste tests. You know, I think that's why they nicknamed him Fat Love. They gave him, and you seen that photoshopped fucking picture of him all fat and shit? He goes, we're going to put Takis on the steak. This fucking guy. The only person I ever seen marinate steak with dry rub. Okay. If you say so. I got to hit the palate cleanser. I didn't hit it yet.
I think maybe so.
The mineral water. Who would have thought?
I'm about out of it.
I got more here if you need it.
I just like it too much.
It's not bad. All right. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting so full from like all the fucking like different, because I'm like filling up each of those glasses. I've had like a full bottle of soda right now.
Oh, I'm not drinking
like
that
I'm gonna have to pee some. Like I'm gonna be like fucked. All right, so this is what, the Diet Pepsi, right? All right. I don't know. From how I'm remembering it, I think I like the Diet Coke better than that.
Well, I definitely like Diet Coke, but I already know that. But it is more similar to the Diet Coke than to the Coke Zero.
You think this is? Yeah, because it has that like aspartame like kind of taste to it, you know? Which, I mean, I think that shit will give you cancer. All of this is going to give you cancer, bro.
This one has stevia extract instead of aspartame.
Is stevia better?
It's newer.
Okay.
I'm sure it will come out that it's equally as bad.
Dude, I'm burping Bert Kreischer right now. I'm serious. I'm Bert Kreischer. I'm fucking... You know what I mean? I'm in the mic. Dude, I'm going to have to pee so bad in a second, bro. I might actually have to edit this episode. Yeah. All right. Bartender. Hit me with another. You know? You ever seen... I I don't know if it was like Rugrats or something. I feel like I like saw a show as a kid or something, and one of them was drinking soda and pretending to be like drunk or something like that. You know what I mean? I could totally see that. I could see that being.
Listen, it's a thing though. My nephew, when one of my sisters when my stepmom got married, he was, I don't know, maybe 12, and my sister let him have free reign of ordering his own drinks and doing all this stuff. And he drank like 8 Cokes at dinner and was wired, just like sitting up in bed, like, meh.
Oh, yeah, that's when you got to throw the kid away and just get a new one. You know what I mean? Like, you can't keep that one. You know, they act up like that. You got to just.
She just let him sit in the
toss
dark.
him out. Yeah. That's like, you got to like put a blindfold on the kid, like treat him like, you know, when you're transferring like a horse from like one place to another and you put him in
the
and
blinders
they put the
on
blindfolds on him.
Mm-hmm.
You wire up a kid like that with soda, you just got to put like a blindfold on him and like toss him into a like a locked room, like or something, you know. It's like you can't do nothing for that kid. It's like somebody who's like overdosing on like drugs, but like they're not gonna die.
Yeah.
They're like in the hospital, like you just gotta wait it out, man. Like we're just gonna tie you to this bed.
100%.
Yeah, we're gonna tie you to this bed for the next 6 hours. It's gonna freak you out. You'll be fine. You know, you gotta treat the kid the same exact way. So now we're going from Diet Pepsi to Pepsi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hit it.
Tastes like Pepsi.
I just like Coke better.
Yeah.
And see, we just had this, and you were like, I think I like Pepsi better.
Mm-mm.
I thought you said that, no?
Mm-mm. I'm Coke.
Oh, you said you thought Coke was sweeter tasting.
Yeah.
I think that Coke is like more bitter than this. That's why I like Coke better. It's weird how people taste it different. You know? Like, I don't doubt that you think it tastes sweeter. Like, two people can taste things differently, I'm sure.
I just want to retaste it.
Yeah. It's kind of like, almost like cilantro. You know how, like, some people think cilantro tastes like soap?
Yeah.
Like, they have, like, they say you got, like, a gene in your body or something that, like, makes it taste like soap. Which I find kind of hard to believe, but.
That it tastes like soap?
Well, I'm sure it's something that's been proven by science. So, for some reason, it just doesn't sit right with me for some reason, though. Like, they say that some people have this, like, specific gene within their body, and that's what makes the cilantro taste like soap.
I've heard that.
I'm like,
theory.
Why does it have to be, like, a gene? I don't know. It just sounds weird to me. It's like, some people are just colorblind. Some people
that's
are not.
A gene,
you know,
but that's from a gene.
Colorblind is from a gene, too?
Yeah.
Oh, well, call me uneducated.
Isn't it like everything that's going on with us are from our genes and our DNA?
I don't believe in science.
Okay then. Well, let me see that lighter.
I believe in God. You can see this lighter over my dead body. Let me light this joint first. Hold up. Okay. Oh, wait. No, you need the lighter. I need the joint. You get the lighter. So now we're going to go Diet Pepsi versus Diet Coke, right? And then we'll chill on this one. But I'm going to need you to do the honors for me because I don't got them no more. You know?
Okay.
So let me get that one's Diet. Oops. That almost cost $10,000. All right, so that one's Diet Pepsi. And that's enough. I'm dying. I have so many bubbles inside of me right now. You just gave me half of the fucking cup. Here, this one's the Diet Coke one. Oh my God. I have so many bubbles right now inside me. It's insane. It's insane how many bubbles I have. Oh my God. Thank you, bartender. I'm going to start pretending like I'm drunk. Oh my God. Oh, God. Was that Sid or Goose? That one's Goose. Goose is getting big, dude. If I'm mistaking her for Sid, that's a big cat. You know, because Sid's tall. Sid's like a tall, skinny guy. All right.
She's about to chunk up some more.
I got my palate cleanser in me. So what should we do first? The Diet Pepsi or the Diet Coke?
Coke.
All right, let's do the Diet Coke first. I still would just rather drink regular ass Coke.
The regular ass Coke is by far better.
It better be. I'll be pissed.
But
All right. So now palate cleanser and then Diet Pepsi, yeah? Holy hell. I have so many bubbles in me. Like I got to burp or pee or something. I'm like dying over here. Holy hell. And we need to, oh my God. Nick Fuentes, help me. Please save me, Nick. Save me, Nick. All right. Diet Pepsi. Which one's better? Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi?
Coke.
I don't know. I kind of like almost like the Diet Pepsi better. For some reason, I don't know. It's weird. I like Coke because it has like a sharper like bite, like you know what I mean to me.
No, see, I equate that bite most of the time to the bubbles. I think that Diet Coke, especially out of like a can, is very crispy, bubbly, like it like burn. Yeah.
And you don't think Pepsi's like that? This was such a random little segment that we did.
Yeah.
It's a nice little break from Nick Fuentes.
I think it's just in me. I'm Southern. It's supposed to be Coke.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like Duke's mayonnaise.
Duke's mayonnaise is fucking shit. Every single fucking Southern
That's
person
it.
Goddamn Duke's mayonnaise. God forbid somebody has some fucking Miracle Whip in their goddamn fridge. You know what's funny is like my best friend, she'll do both in the fridge. She does the Dukes for the sandwiches, and then she'll use like Miracle Whip for when she's making like salads and shit, like chicken salad or something like that. Which I find very interesting because Miracle Whip is not mayonnaise. Like it's like different kind of. There's something to it that's just a little different than mayonnaise. So it's an interesting take to do it only on the sandwiches, you know what I mean? But that was a nice little palate cleanser. Move on to the next segment. You know, I've been getting down on a lot of Nicholas J. Fuentes. I'm telling you, we're probably going to be talking about Nick a lot in the next couple of weeks or months or whatever it is. Probably until they kill him. Like I said, they're definitely going to kill this guy. So at least until he's alive, until he's dead, you know. And then I also been keeping up with this Les Mascots show. You know, we talked about it last week. And now, all of a sudden, now that the show is finally done and over with, and they aired every episode on YouTube, and now the episodes have just slowly started declining in views, like from the top to the bottom. Like what we saw, the first episode was almost 300K, second episode 200K, third episode 100K, fourth episode 80K, fifth episode 40K. You know what I mean? It was just going down, down, down. I think by the time we got to the last episode, it was 11 days old. By the time we had watched it, it had like maybe 24,000 or something. Now, according to Dave Portnoy, you know, which is the boss. That's the boss, man. He bought his company back for $1. I'm never going to let go of that joke. According to Dave, these are terrible. By these metrics, your show failed. Your show died. It's done. Okay? It's done. You might as well just bury it and let it be done. But now, for some reason, now that it's all over with, now all of a sudden the boys from Les Mascots want to go on a podcast tour. Every fucking podcast I turn on, Whiskey Ginger, Something's Burning. They're on this over there. They're on that over here. It's like, no. And the craziest thing is nobody knows who Feidelberg is. Feidelberg is one of the guys who's the main character of it. Feidelberg and Tommy fucking Smokes. Imagine that. Franklin the Turtle, Tommy Smokes. You remember that? Those two guys. So now all of a sudden Andrew Santino has to go, oh, this is my two buddies, Feidelberg and I don't know, his gay friend, you know? And now their audience says, Whiskey Ginger audience goes, who the fuck are these two guys? You know, I don't know them. They're not funny. You know, you coming from Barstool, like you would expect them to like just stick to that ecosystem, right? But they want to try to break into this world, this comedy world. And I'm telling you, you're not going to do it with a show like fucking Le Mascots. It ain't going to happen. Two guys that are trying to be fucking street performers in the middle of Times Square dressed as Elmo and Cookie Monster. You think that one's going to take off? I think not. Now, here's what got me, right? Is I'm watching Dave fucking trash this show every goddamn chance he can get, right? You seen it. We saw him on the Unnamed show. He's sitting there fucking his buddies, Ryan Whitney and fucking Kirk Moynihan. They're going, Dave, please just promote the show. Dave, please. You got to give these boys a shot. You know, top tier titties coming out of it. Hey, look, you got to give these boys a shot, Dave. I'm telling you. Dave fucking spits on it. He goes, the show was a failure. That's it. We got to let it go. Turns out, I'm watching some fucking Dave, Mr. Portney fucking talk on this live stream shit, doing a Q&A. Turns out that Les Mascots may have made some money somehow. This was like a miracle to me. I couldn't believe this when I heard this. Apparently, the boys went on like a tour, a live tour. How do you live tour that? Like, what do? Go, hey, watch my show, and then you dressed in the Elmo suit, and you know what I mean? And they're sitting there going, nah, 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 on the stage. Like, I'm genuinely curious. I have zero idea. Unless it's like screenings, like, are they going on tour and going, we're doing like exclusive screenings, but the shit's coming out on YouTube. Not really all that exclusive, right? So I just don't understand how this could have made money. And Dave doesn't understand it either. Because the second Dave hears about it, he goes, no shot, zero shot these kids made any fucking money. I thought this was hilarious.
Did Le Mascots make any money? I saw people saying they're like tour. Was it Feidelberg saying his tour made money? I don't know what that was all about.
They sold it for 300 total.
They sold the tour for 300K total. How do you sell? And if I'm mistaking this, and somehow those kids sold that fucking show for 300K, I have an FX3. I'm going to say that right now. I have an FX3. I will make a show and I will sell it for fucking 500K. If that's the product that if you could sell that fucking show for 300K, I could make a show and every single character is a fucking can of something. and it would be better than Les Mascots. I could make a stop motion show at my house and the main character is a can of tomato soup. Arch nemesis, a can of creamed fucking corn. I could make that storyline work somehow, and make it a more fucking emotional. It would tug at your heartstrings more than Les Mascots did. And you heard him sitting there talking about it last week. Show's got a lot of hot. Show's got a lot of hot. Now Dave don't believe this. Dave goes, no shot. They sold that for 300K.
Made money. I don't know what that was all about.
They sold it for 300 total.
What do you mean?
Like Kraken sponsored the tour and Lucy. So they said the budget was 30 and they returned 300.
The budget was 30 and they returned 300K. Okay. I want to know, this is what I don't get. Who's working at Kraken? And Lucy, Kraken is the liquor company.
Right.
Know? And Lucy is like a breaker pouch or whatever, like a nicotine pouch.
Yes.
So now, who's working over there that they're making these kind of mistakes like this? Because they know if that shit, that's getting picked up for a season 2. I think not. Mm-hmm. Dave ain't fucking signing off on that. Like, so I am so curious right now because I'm trying to make some fucking money. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, if they can buy Les Mascots, I mean, they could sponsor this. I'll sling some fucking Kraken. And we're like, yo, you guys want to fucking get fucked up and fuck a fat bitch? Kraken. You know what I mean? Hey, this shit gets you drunk. I can't even tell you how many mistakes I've made on Kraken. I'm not joking. This is not an advertisement. It's not an advertisement. I would tell you because I would legally have to. I'm serious. I've done some stupid shit on some Kraken. Okay, I'd sling it if they're fucking doing this. Like, I need to make some money. There's no way we're not making money. We got to get you on camera with no clothes on.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Promise you, Lucy did not pay for that, as they're describing it, and probably not Kraken either. It's probably like, oh, we've done this. This is what. That's Bosco math. People still fail to realize we get buys from companies. Hey, spread it across Barstool. Put it here. Put it there. Bosco Industries. La Mascots. Blah blah blah. You can't switch it out of PMT. You can't fucking switch it out of certain things. Certain other things. They don't fucking care. You just put it anywhere you go. If it didn't exist, we just use it here. Barstool only hires people with a...
See, so I thought this was very interesting. Dave being like, there's no way they sold it for $300K, right? Now, I'm inclined to believe Dave. Now, why am I inclined to believe Dave? I'll tell you. For a number of reasons. I'm inclined to believe Dave because he is a no NDA kind of guy, right? Like, This guy will literally say to anyone about anything, if you don't want something to be part of if you don't want anything that you're doing with me or this deal or anything to be not said on camera, don't say it or don't do the deal. I will not sign an NDA. He doesn't make people sign NDAs. This guy will tell it all. Okay? I like that.
Yeah.
I like that about him. Because not because he's truthful, but because it makes Dave come off as a high school girl. You know, he goes, I'll gossip about anything. You get Dave on like any kind of show and you just ask him like any kind of question. He spills his fucking guts. You know, that's what I like. I like that. Like, the show got canceled like a little after the Cat Williams shit, but there was this show called Club Shay Shay. And that was like Shannon Sharp's whole thing. He was like this NFL player that, when he left the NFL, he became exceptionally gay. And then he came out with the podcast. And the podcast is popular. It's called Club Shay Shay. And every time Shannon Sharp got somebody on that bitch, he tried to get them to like some sort of tea or something. You know, you get a guy like Dave on Club Shay Shay, it's over. Club Shay Shay is where I told you about his wife. Remember I told you all that stuff about his wife?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's Club Shay Shay.
Okay.
You know, so Shannon Sharp gets Dave to tell everyone about his whole wife situation, how his wife has joint fucking access to his entire bank account, assets, financials, everything. You know, Shannon Sharp, he's good like that because he's a gay. You know, gay guys will get you talking.
Yeah.
You know, gay guys will get you talking. So I'm inclined to believe Dave that Les Mascots didn't make any money. One, because of, like I said, he's an honest chum, you know? Dave is an honest goddamn chum. The second reason I'm inclined to believe him is because Feidelberg and some of the guys from Les Mascots are currently doing a podcast tour, as we mentioned earlier, right? Now, if I had produced something for $30,000, right? An entire show for $30,000, that's an impressive feat. If each episode, I think, was max like 21 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Now, people don't realize, but like with commercial breaks and stuff like that, a half an hour show would be about 21 minutes. Be about somewhere between 18 to 21 minutes if it was on national television, right? You throw in the commercials, it's like 2 minutes a piece. There might be like 4 for it's like 8 minutes you're taking out of the show. So you got about like 22-minute show there. Now, so to do all of that, for 7 episodes, I think it was, at $30,000, that's pretty nice. You know, you did it for like less than 10 an episode. That's not bad. Right? But now, if I did that and then I sold that for what's 300,000? Like that's 30x, right? If I 30x my whole goddamn shit, I'm fucking like, people are fucking, I'm throwing a parade. I get back to, you know, you 30x the whole shit. If I was like a fucking, like a stock trader at like a broker firm, right? And I took 30 grand and I turned it into 300 grand in one trade, I'm going straight to my boss's office. I'm like, yo, fire it up, bro. Let's get some champagne going because I know I'm getting a bonus this month. You know, like that's worth celebrating. These guys on their podcast tour, I heard none of it. I heard not a fucking mention of no goddamn $300,000. You know, I'd be the first. Look, I bought an FX3 yesterday. I haven't shut the fuck up about it. All right, and that cost me goddamn money. Now imagine if I made money with that thing, I'd be over the moon. Right? Like, I'd be losing my mind. So to hear these guys on the show, they don't make a peep. They don't mention it at all. I believe Dave. And now we're going to start with some nice light time codes, right? But we're going to also hear about that, how the show cost $30,000. That'd be a perfect time to talk about it. They don't talk about it. I didn't hear it. We're going to start this. This is Something's Burning with Feidelberg and the guy that worked the camera on Les Mascots. I don't know the guy's name. Why you would bring that guy on the show? Like, you would bring the co-star. You don't bring the guy who worked at the camera. You know what I mean? When Adam Scott is running around doing interviews for Severance, he doesn't bring the cameraman. He doesn't. He brings Ben Stiller, if anything. You know, you bring the director because the director's famous. But you don't bring fucking the guy who was the key grip on the fucking set, the guy who did the lighting. You don't bring that guy on your podcast. So this is insanity. But Bert starts to talk to these guys about an interesting beverage, the dirty sodas. We should have did dirty sodas, man. A dirty soda taste test. Imagine that. Wait until you guys hear this. This is probably the grossest thing I've ever heard.
If we're not drinking, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like a dirty soda?
100%.
Do you know what a dirty soda is?
No.
Dirty sodas are really big in Idaho and in Utah.
Okay.
They're for Mormon women, LDS.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do, they can't get Starbucks because it's got caffeine in it and it's coffee. And Joseph Smith said you can't have anything that's brewed, I think.
Okay.
So they can't have hot drinks. So they can't drink coffee. But they can drink sodas. I think because one of the big Mormon pastors worked for Pepsi, I think. No, I'm not even fucking right.
No, I don't think you're making
that's for real.
jokes.
And so he's like, hey, Pepsi's cool, right? Mormon, did Joseph say anything about Pepsi? Brigham, nothing? Okay, cool. So what they do, they're these franchises that are huge. They're just like Starbucks, but they're dirty sodas. And I made fun of it. And then they brought a dirty soda place to my stop in Nampa. And I had a dirty soda. They sound crazy, but they're so fucking good.
What are they?
So they're sodas with just splashes of flavor and splashes of cream.
Now, to hear Bert say that he was making fun of that before trying it sounds like a lie to me. That sounds like someone like Bert would hear that and immediately go, I can't wait to try that. That's what I think, you know. But this seemed like something right up your alley. You would probably fuck something like this up, wouldn't you? Like, I would try it.
I would try it.
I
The
would try
cream in it kind of
throws you off a little bit.
Yeah, but you know, Sonic kind of has the same deal with their drinks. And
they do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they've been doing it since I was a kid.
But I don't know if they're like, you guys are going to see this right now. They're doing this with like the coffee flavors. You know what I mean? Like the liqueur type like shit.
I've seen like little pop-up stations that have these things.
Okay.
But I've never bought one.
Because I feel like Sonic is doing it with like Italian ice type syrup. You know what I mean? You're getting a soda and they're pumping it with like some cherry, like some red cherry type syrup. They're not pumping it with like...
Well, they have a chocolate syrup option.
Okay. And you could get that in like a Coke? I mean, you could do anything though. It's a have it your way kind of time.
It's not Burger King.
I'm telling you, at Sonic, if I want no pickles, they're not giving me pickles. Or else I'm tripping that dude on the roller skates. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking around.
Throwing a stick out there.
Hell yeah. Why not? So the thing is, you're going to see, this is what throws me off about theirs, is when Bert goes, oh, it's got cream, it's got the flavors, it's soda, right? You think to yourself, you go, oh, so they're throwing like a Coke or like a root beer, like a dark, you throw in a dark soda in there and then mix that with the cream. We might be talking some business, right? Because you're doing a root beer float, you're doing a Coke float. That's ice cream. That's cream. You're throwing it in there. It's a nice mix. People like that. Unfortunately, that's not what we're going to get right now. They're gonna be doing. Wait until you see. I'm not even gonna say it beforehand. Wait until you see what types of sodas they're gonna do this with.
So they're almost like, I'm telling you, you're gonna have one. You may, with coming over food poisoning, it may taste weird, but
There's a lot of burps coming.
You're gonna love it.
That's
Rach,
what I feel.
come and help me.
So many burps. I'm so full of fucking bubbles right now. I feel like the kid in Willy Wonka, like when they're floating to the fucking fan and they're trying not to die, and they have to like burp to fucking go down.
So, all right. So I've got everything prepped. This is gonna take so quick. So I gotta broil these 4 minutes on each side. I'm gonna put this chimichurri on them so it bakes into them, and then these I'm gonna parboil them. I'm gonna par fry these. I'm gonna take them, fry them, pull them.
Hey, we're not worried about the food. I want to get to the dirty soda.
So cups of ice. I'm gonna tell you, this is one of my favorite things, and they do dirty water. So they do water with flavoring in it.
Dirty water.
It's called a Barbie water.
Barbie water?
That sounds better than dirty water.
Water, 0 calories, and it's better than Kool-Aid. You know that.
Every time Bert talks, it sounds like he has an ice cube in his mouth. You know how you ever hear someone talk and they have like a cold, like obviously an ice cube's cold, but it's in their mouth and they kind of like have this weird like way that they like form their mouth. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, I do. But it's probably because his face is so full.
His face is so fucked up.
That means for me to say that.
So like, all right. Now, the dirty water is just nuts to me, right? The Barbie water. Have you ever seen the people that do like water TikToks? And they have the stations just like this. They go, this is my water.
But they have like the little packets and there's like 20 gazillion of them.
Packets, the liquor, like the flavorings, the same flavorings we're going to see here. People go crazy on TikTok and they go like, no, this is water. It's like, it ain't. What are you talking about? It's water. This is nuts.
Okay, so here, let's make it open. Do we have a camera? Okay, so first you take a Fanta, 0 sugar Fanta.
A Fanta. They're going to do this with Fanta. You're going to put the cream and the fucking flavorings and the orange soda. Like, I understand orange creamsicle, like whatever, but I feel like you put like cream and orange soda or like cream and Sprite or something like that, it's going to like curdle.
That's what I think. Ugh.
Like, it's not going to like mix like a brown soda would. Like, it's just not.
I think it's just going to curdle in general.
You think so?
I mean,
in any soda, you feel like?
Yes.
It could. It might.
Yes.
Ice cream doesn't, though.
Yeah.
You ever notice if you leave a scoop of vanilla in like a Coke float or like a root beer float for long enough, it turns everything white.
Yeah.
Or like clear. It like clears out the like soda. Like something with the vanilla like cancels out the fucking it's very strange.
No, I just have this feeling like it just doesn't mix up. Like it just ends up rolling around and curdling. Like I just don't see it.
Yeah. This whole thing just sounds rough to me. I would try it with dark sodas. I would not try it with no Fanta, no fucking Sprite, no lemon lime, fucking nothing.
The Fanta, I mean, I like a creamsicle, so I guess I would probably be okay with trying that option.
Okay, but now when you see what kind of cream they're gonna put in this is gonna say, this shit fucked me up.
Have 0. Oh, you put your squirts in first. You put your squirts in first. Always. Okay, so we're gonna put cheesecake. Cheesecake. This is so good. Wait, 1 pump of cheesecake, 1 pump of French vanilla. Okay, and then sugar-free Fanta. And then here's the kicker. This is the part that's going to creep you out. We do 0 sugar Coffee Mate French vanilla.
Yeah, that is going to freak anyone the fuck out, bro. That's insane. Like, if you're going to do this, why not just do it with regular ass cream? Like, I don't understand that part. You have every flavor known to man on this.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of things in like diet culture where I find this one wrong too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you're gonna go and make a fancy drink of some sort, why not just be fine with it being how it is and use the regular calorie shit? Like that's supposed to be like a treat type of deal.
I'm not even talking about it being
I know.
zero sugar, nothing. I'm saying fuck
For
off
French
with the
vanilla,
coffee mate.
the coffee mate,
No
all
coffee
of it.
mate. You get a fucking a quart of cream from the goddamn store. That's just regular, not flavored ass cream.
Yeah, he's got this thing artificially flavored all the way
This
up.
is everything. Like, this is all chemicals in the coffee mate. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There's no cream, nothing about this.
And those syrups that he just put in there.
Well, that's what's getting me is that he's using the coffee mate because he's like, this is a French vanilla or a vanilla flavored one, right? Bro, you have every fucking flavor known to goddamn
He
man.
put French vanilla in it.
There's exactly. It's like, what the fuck? Put regular cream in it that
True,
you know
true,
is
true.
actually from the cow. That you know what I mean? It's like, holy shit.
At least tomorrow I'll know what got me sick.
Are you doing 2 pumps? Oh shit! Maybe I gotta up this.
2 pumps.
Dude, 3. The fuck? You can't.
Bert's a 2-pump chump. Bert's gonna two pumps and Bert said,
Answer in there.
look at these guys. They'll laugh at anything. They're just happy to be there. You know?
Okay.
There you go.
So I'm gonna.
Okay. So now we know the ingredients, right? These guys are going to... Oh, look at that. Bert's going to go to mix these things. He's going to stick half of his hand in the whole drink glass.
This is insane. This is gonna be the craziest thing ever.
Look at it.
Stir it up
Look,
a little bit.
Up.
Yep.
This
Fingertips.
is insane. This is gonna be the
Fingertips
craziest
all
thing
in
with
it.
my body.
This is
Up. Careful.
wildly fucking good. Like you're gonna start saying to yourself, "Yo, I drank out of straws, but I don't."
And then with all the ice all the way to the top, so it just gets completely watered down halfway through, you know? I like that.
I'm not a straw guy. I don't straws.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is it always cheesecake flavor?
No. There's so many fucking flavors. If you want, we can just run a train.
Okay.
You get sick.
All right.
All right. Hey.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you.
Soda.
Look at that. So now this is crazy to me because this is Mormons love this shit because they can't imagine replacing coffee with this. Excuse me.
Well, they're not replacing coffee. They never had the coffee.
But essentially,
But
that's,
yes, yeah.
Well, I mean, the way Bert described it, I don't know if that's what they're actually doing, but he's like, they can't have Starbucks, so they have this. That's kind of like how he
Yeah.
said. It's like, what? Imagine
It is like it's their treat thing to do. They're always coming in. They're like, oh, I had so many sodas per day. I watched that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They were going on and on about it.
I mean, Mormons are nuts, dude. Watch this. I wanted to wait until we hit this time code to show you this. This shit threw me for a loop, bro. They got like, this is like Mormon TikTok, and they're explaining like Mormon fucking culture and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, apparently like Mormon boys like backflipping, like being able to do backflips. Bro, that shit gets you puss in the Mormons. Like, fuck. In the Mormon communities, bro, if you can backflip, you getting some puss, dude.
Okay.
Listen to this. The proof is in the pudding. All right, listen to this.
Benson Boone is not the first to perform the Mormon backflip, though he's definitely one of the most famous. He's probably in competition with Brendan Urie of Panic at the Disco. Brendan also grew up Mormon and has also been known to do a backflip like in this video while performing or in this video while on Ellen. But it's not just the famous Mormons or former Mormons who are doing the backflips, it's the normie Mormons too. There are a ton of very easy to find videos online of Mormons doing backflips. We have flipping at church.
I hate how they're like trying to make it like Mormons are the people who like invented the backflip. You know?
Yeah.
She's like, everyone's doing the Mormon backflip. It's like, dude, the guy at Panic at the Disco is in a band. He could just be doing a backflip. He might happen to be Mormon. You know? Just like the guy who bought TikTok just happens to be Jewish. You know? Nothing behind that. He just happens to be.
videos online of Mormons doing backflips. We have flipping at church camp, in the mountains. We have this video where he's flipping while wearing a suit and tie and doing jump rope. This video is from 13 years ago, so the backflipping situation has been going on for a long time. I grew up in the church, and I can confirm that doing a backflip is one of the classic ways for a Mormon boy to attract a mate and to simultaneously dunk on his less athletic friend.
Anyone who describes it as if you describe two humans hooking up or whatever the situation, hooking up or getting together, starting a romantic relationship, if you describe that as attracting a mate, that's it. Your whole religion is debunked to me. If that's the way you're describing it, it seems like you're not even viewing the other people in your community as people. If you're saying it like that. Like, and this is, look at her face. She's evil. She's evil. Look, every fucking frame you pause on is worse than the next. Ain't no way.
Put simply is
She's not a member of the church.
Mormon peacocking, and for me, this is the athletic version of the Mormon boy that brings a guitar to every single function he attends. Keep in mind, Mormons can't look cool by drinking or smoking or swearing. They can't even invite you to go to get a cup of coffee. And so flipping is basically the most family-friendly while still being hardcore thing you can do. Backflipping is an...
How?
I don't know.
You could ignore a girl. Right? Like that's pretty fucking hardcore, bro. And the thing is, they love the shit. They love it. Girls love getting ignored, bro. It's almost like you like it more. You know? No? Oh, you can't speak to that. You don't like it. No, you love it. As a matter of fact, you're fired. No, I'm kidding. But sometimes that's what I always heard growing up. When I was in high school trying to get some schmooze,
Be mean to him.
They said, yo, just ignore him, bro. Treat him like you don't even like him. Next thing you know, I'm rolling in the shit. I got Mormon puss left and right. I didn't have to backflip once when I was growing up. I'm not buying this whole Mormon thing. It's the only hardcore thing you could do. You could drink some of them dirty sodas at like 7 a.m. That's pretty goddamn hardcore. If you drinking that first thing in the morning, and you do it with a mellow yellow instead of like a Fanta or a Coke, you do it with a mellow yellow and some French vanilla creamer. Ooh la la. Yes. That'll give you the Mormon glaze. Maybe that's where the Mormon glaze comes from. Is all that dirty soda they're drinking. They say that. You've never heard that?
No.
I'm not even fucking with you. This is actually a real thing. I know I pay a lot of bits on here, but this is real. They say that like Mormon girls kind of have this or Mormon people just in general, they kind of have this weird like glaze where their skin is kind of like shiny a little bit, and they say it's kind of true. Like, I don't know if she's really got it right now.
The most family-friendly while still being hardcore thing you can do. Backflipping is an easy way to get people's attention. You can do it in 3 seconds. You can do it anywhere you are. And most people consider it cool, if not a little obnoxious, when you do it over and over and over again. It's a pretty standard Mormon party trick.
Alyssa D. Grenfell. For anyone wondering, if you want to get your Mormon facts, you can get them from her. So, I mean, imagine Bert right now he downs the fucking dirty soda and does a backflip in the middle of the shit. He goes, I got it. You know what I mean? I got it. Look at this. So now let's get back to what we really love about Something's Burning, the cooking. That's what I'm here for, right? That, and I want to hear Les Mascots desperately try to fucking market their already failed show. That they apparently sold for $300,000 that we're not going to hear a peep out of.
Movie scripts.
Are you willing to say that you're in the business of making movies these days?
No. I'd like to be in that business one day. But
Big mistake. That was a huge mistake.
Whoa. Bert fucking just destroyed the whole goddamn set. Let's give it up. Look, this is what I love about Something's Burning. This is like when you watch a movie and they say the name of the movie in the movie, and you go, oh, he said it. and like you're watching Something's Burning and you go, look at that. Something is burning. This is amazing. Look, I thought the time code was going to have more room to breathe than that. I didn't know we were going to go from 0 to 100 in that time code right away.
I wrote like 2 movie scripts.
Are you willing to say that you're in the business of making movies these days?
No, I'd like to be in that business one day. But
Look at that.
Big mistake. That was a huge mistake. That was one of the bigger mistakes I've ever made. As a
Look
matter of
at
fact,
that,
this could
dude.
cause
That
a
is
huge
so.
fucking-
Look at how much oil, dude. It's in
Everywhere.
Dude, the burner is just fucking filled with it. It looks like it's a sink.
Yeah.
Like it looks like he has a burner next to a sink. Holy hell.
Fire.
wait, yeah.
It's like it's still coming
we're-
out of
we're
there.
very
Oh,
lucky
it's
that
not
wasn't
on. Yeah, if that was on, we'd be in big trouble. Huh?
Oh, I think we're past the fan on this. I think it's. I'm worried about the oven exploding.
Hey, something's burning. Something's burning.
This isn't the oven on. Let's turn the oven off. Let's get the pilot light on. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't expect that to happen.
Clearly,
Dude.
So
none
you're
of the
saying-
women
Yeah.
either.
Dude, Bert's head producer is like a fucking ogre, bro. Every time she comes out into frame, it's like Fiona from Shrek. I'm like, holy shit.
Wait, where were we at? Yeah,
Hold on. Let's get this, and then I think we're good here. Let's pull this. Let's bring in more hands than mine.
There she goes.
Pull
Oh,
this over to just pull this off. Move those. Pull that to all the way over there.
oh.
Jesus Christ, Bert.
dude, I didn't realize that flame was. Because I was thinking,
If
I
that
was
flame
like,
was
why
on,
hasn't that
that
gone
would have
yet?
been a huge fucking fire. That would have been a
Yo, somebody has to get her out of the frame. They cannot have her in frame like that. You're throwing off the whole production. As far as I'm concerned, I go, you have to
If she would just have her hair down.
you have to do something. You cannot. If I'm Bert, I'm getting so many HR complaints, bro. Cause I'd be having a team huddle the next day. I go, if you're gonna come into the frame like that, you gotta have something. You gotta have some makeup or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, girl. You can't. You fucking up my whole brand.
huge fucking fire. That would have been, dude, that would have been a game changer.
I think this house is gone if that was on.
You need one of those blankets.
Well,
Fire extinguisher.
oh, cool. Where is it? If I know this crack squad, it's up in my closet behind my sweatshirt. Oh, cool. Hey, let's keep this out for this episode. Do you guys want to bail on the fries?
Bro, get out of frame. Get out of
No.
frame.
We
What's
just
she
need
still
to
doing there?
Pull, dry, and clean. Yeah, that's all. It's not hot anymore. I bet you can touch it with your hand.
Yeah.
It's not hot. It's not hot.
Why is he
Well,
tasting it?
Why he has to? Because anytime he cooks anything on the show, he has to put his fucking fist in his face. And she's coming over here with this fucking shit. I'm telling you, you cannot be in frame if you're just gonna stand there like that. You have to start cleaning shit. Bert's literally licking oil up off the fucking edge of the stove. You have to clean something, lady. Come
How
on.
these fries are doing though?
They're not even carbon.
Yeah, look great.
They look great. How hot did we get that oil?
It was pretty fucking.
And there's a thermometer in there.
There's literally a
That was a
thermometer
fucking
hanging.
crazy
I see it.
control.
Yes, you're 100% right.
You know, we would have gone Kai Cenat viral though.
I'm sorry.
Can you imagine, right as you're talking about your show, the house catches on fire, and everyone's like, "Well, I got to check this show." It's the water on the fries.
He does it again. He
Oh.
goes,
See if this happens. There we go.
Fine.
It's still so hot. They're cooking with no flame.
look,
I don't think it's
even, dude, there's literally like half an inch of oil in there, and it's still bubbling up like that because Bert didn't dry the fries off before he just cut them and threw them in water and just pulled them out the water and fucking went, like, okay.
Well, this is gonna be hot.
Yeah, just pull those.
Here, let me pull this.
Let's give it up for Bert. I'm not gonna lie, I have to pee so bad. We're gonna have to take a break, dude. Oh my lord, we are back. Yeah, that pee break, I'm telling you. That was a much needed one, dude. All those sodas fucked me up. So let's get to the next time code. What's this one? The LOB. What's that? The LOB. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what the fuck the LOB means.
It's your note.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I must have been stoned when I wrote this. What is the LOB? Let's just dive
I'm
into
not
it.
sure.
Yeah, let's dive into it. I don't know.
The time only. By the way, I'm great with steaks.
The lobster, dude. That's what it was. It's the lobster, dude. She comes in looking like a lobster. I forgot about that part. Dude, his fucking producer comes in straight lobster. Fucking click, click, click. Watch this.
By the way, I'm great with steaks.
Look at that lobster. What the fuck? Oh my god. Look.
Paper towels? Rach?
The lobster. She's the lobster. Look at her. Oh my god, dude. I can't take it. You are lobster. Ooh la la. Ooh la lobster is more like it. I like that. I like that. I didn't know we were having lobster for dinner. That's what I would have said if I was one of these guys. See, then you get a little boom. You know what I mean? You get a little boom. What does the lobster do? I want to see how she helps.
Paper?
Look, she doesn't even know what the fuck is going
I'm just
on.
Copying you.
She has
All right, I got
zero.
a count. Here. You ready? Yeah. Okay.
Clean off that oil. We got the lobster.
You think the bottom got it? Oh, yes, it did.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think the bottom got it? The oil's just going to spill off of the fucking edge of the pot and it's just not going to drip down the side of the pot to the bottom of it. Okay.
Good?
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Do the front one?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the back one. Okay, we're good. We're back, guys. We're back. Hey, just edit it out and just don't pretend that half the oven is missing.
The lobster.
And then can I turn this?
Give it up for the lobster. If it wasn't for her, the whole thing would be fucking up in smoke. Now, actually, let's listen to this a little bit. Let's give it a little bit longer because I feel like we're not done with the oil. I feel like the oil ain't done yet. You can't count it out, you know? What you know how it is. You spill some oil, that shit is every fucking where. It's not just gonna be, oh, clean it off the burners and we're done. This guy's gonna open that oven and be dun dun dun.
This oven back on? What's this supposed to be on? So you were saying you've been writing scripts.
Yeah, we started working on scripts. We thought a movie would be the right move first, and then we just kind of never really found a script that we loved.
Yeah.
And then Owen had an idea about Times Square, Cookie Monster, and Elmo. And he had a good deal of the script written, probably 4 episodes or so. And then we kind of all joined in on that and rewrote it a little bit and just kind of finagled with it and made it into a show, made it into our show.
So wait, why the French name?
Because they are wannabe artists and they just think
Yeah,
that
that's
French
right.
is-
Like,
he
what
couldn't even think of
happened?
it, dude. The guy asked, he goes, why is the French name, why Les Mascots? Cricket, cricket. You can't even talk about, dude. I heard Dave when he talked about this on the Unnamed show. Dave said that these guys have been talking about this or had been thinking about making this and working on it for 10 years, bro. 10 years. Bro. You working on Les Mascots for 10 years? What the fuck is happening here? I love that. I got to see that again. So what's up with the French name? Like deers in headlights. They would get smacked with the bow. Let's hear that.
Made it into our show.
So wait, why the French name?
Because they are wannabe artists and they just think that,
I like that. I
French
like
is,
that.
yeah.
Okay, these are my notes.
Yeah.
Why the sunglasses?
Great question. That was a total impromptu thing. Great question, fucking Bert.
Who answers like that? Great question. Great question. I've never, even if I actually thought it was a great question, somebody asked me a great question, I've never been like, great question with that much enthusiasm.
Right.
It's just never happened. Like this guy. You know what that says? That's patronizing to me. That's very patronizing. He's trying to patronize. He's patronizing Bert right now by going like, this is amazing that you asked me that question. And you know why he's doing it? Because he wants to keep on Bert's good side so Bert doesn't ask him questions like, what's up with the French name that he can't answer. You know, he wants Bert to just start hitting him with softballs. Imagine making a whole goddamn TV show. You can't talk to like why the TV show is named what it's named. That's crazy talk, right? So what do you got to do? You got to butter him up, or else he's going to keep hitting you with these questions that make you think, and then your fucking whole shit's going to be fucked.
Question. That was a total impromptu thing. Great question, fucking Bert. I don't know. The day we were walking out to shoot, our first time at Times Square, I was like, should I wear these? And I think Owen was like, yeah. And I put them on, and then it became a fucking nightmare for the next 8 months because I was like, was I wearing the sunglasses or not on this day?
That's so funny because something like that does turn into a fucking.
It was such a pain.
And then you lost them?
And I lost them. I had to buy new ones, get them overnighted from Europe. It was all like a fucking nightmare.
When he first wore the glasses, he asked if it would fit the character. He was worried that he thought he looked too cool. And I was like, put them on for me. And he looked at me. I was like, you're wearing a Cookie Monster. It's not cool at all.
Is that you?
Worried about looking too cool. Imagine that. I was worried about looking too cool. You would have not worn the glasses if that was the case. You wanted to look cool on camera. Let's call a spade a spade. You wanted to look cool on camera, so you said, I'm going to wear sunglasses. And then you realized that continuity is a thing with production and that it would look absolutely insane if you stitched those scenes together and you just all of a sudden weren't wearing sunglasses for 13 seconds of it. Okay? This is what's happening here. He goes, I don't know. One of the other guys suggested for me. He tries to blame it on his friend. Oh, but he said to wear the sunglasses. Oh, should I wear them? Should I wear them? Yeah, okay. Yeah, people do that. They go, should I do it? They want to do it. They want to do it. They want you to confirm it. Just do it. If you ever have that, just do it. Who gives a fuck? You know? Tell Bert that you wanted to be cool on camera and that you wore the sunglasses. And that because you wanted to be cool and wore the sunglasses, you fucking pretty much ruined everybody else's experience on set. Just let them know. It's not that hard. You know what I mean? I love this. Now, Bert giving his notes, dude. Look at this. And then right after those notes, he goes, or no, actually, I think we went too far.
But I think like part of it is
we went too far because Bert was about to give some notes. I almost forgot about that. Nah, Bert's notes aren't that important. Let's keep it going, man. We got a whole show to end here. What are we even talking about?
Like week to week, I think it lets the show breathe. It lets people have like water cooler conversations about it. I much prefer consuming it week to week. Just because also I think like when something gets dropped on a weekend, I'm a binger.
Yes.
So like when something drops on Friday, I've finished it by Saturday night, and then I don't really think about it much anymore. Mm-hmm. And
this I thought was an interesting point for him to bring up, right? So now, right before this time code, Bert asked him, he goes, why'd you release it like week by week instead of just like putting it out on YouTube at like one shot?
Right.
Right. And that was his excuse. He goes, well, I think it breathes more when you put it out week to week. You know, I watch something on like Netflix or something. I binge it in a weekend. I forget about it. I don't think about it ever again. So to me, that says you watch a lot of shit TV. I binge the show. I talk about it for the next 8 months. Like I've been talking about Severance since the last season. Fucking, it's the only thing I think about aside from my FX3. But so aside, you know what I mean? It's like this guy. He's sitting there talking bullshit. It's bullshit. You know, it's fucking bullshit. He goes, I just forget about it. No. You've been watching shit TV and your show is shit and you were worried about it being shit. I don't know how, I mean, again, I said this before. No one thinks their kid is ugly, right? So they legitimately thought people were going to be chomping at the bit waiting for this to come out next. What you did is actually made people forget about it by releasing it every week on YouTube. Nobody thinks you get on YouTube. the last thing you're thinking of in your head is that what you're watching is not going to come out until next week. Like, that's the last thing in your mind. Because YouTube is instant. I want to search a video. I want to watch the video. I don't want to search a video and watch the video, and the next video I got to wait a week. That's not what I'm there. For that, I watch TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not what YouTube is. So, like, he sits there and says, like, oh, this is the reason why, and he created that. I thought it was very funny. You know? You can't sit there and do this. This is clearly a fucking uneducated man.
When something gets dropped on a weekend, I'm a binger.
Yes.
So like, when something drops on Friday, I've finished it by Saturday night, and then I don't really think about it much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's interesting.
I like to keep, staying.
Not even Bird agrees with it. He goes, oh, that's interesting. Because I watch, like, the Tulsa King, I'm fucking hooked.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Yellowstone, I'm talking about it to everybody. You know what I mean? Bert's like, I watch some good shit. I don't know what you're watching. I watch some good shit. He's been watching Les Mascots back. You know, he goes, this has to be week by week, or else people are going to forget about it.
In front of someone's mind. And I think if we could do it again,
We'd definitely release it all at once.
probably release it all. Because like when it first came out, we had like, I think there would have been more buzz.
The whole thing at once.
But I still don't know, because I think like if it came out on Friday, it would have a ton of buzz, and I think by Monday everyone would have watched the whole thing, and you don't talk about it anymore.
Not because of that, because it sucked. They would have been like, this shit is ass. Like, they would have been like, this fucking show blows cock. Like, that's why they forget about it. Trust me. I
already forgot about it.
If it wasn't for me bringing it up this whole time, I'm really putting my foot on these guys' necks, like, about this. But again, there's only 32.
I was honestly surprised that they were on Something's Burning.
Look, Barstool's got a PR team. I'm sure they could get these guys around. You know, it's not the biggest surprise. You are right. It is a little surprise. But these guys are clearly grasping at straws here. You know, like, this is all, and they have the right idea to audience share and stuff like that. But to do that, you maybe want to get on like before or right at the beginning of the show's coming out. You don't want to do it after the last episode drops, you know, or maybe you do. Maybe I shouldn't be in marketing, you know, because maybe it is better to do it after the last episode drops, because then the people that hear about it can watch it all.
This is that way of like letting people that would not, I guess, find Les Mascots.
Yeah. You know, that's the first thing I type in YouTube when I'm searching for something. Lay. I go, instead of I go lay, you know, every single time. I go, les book. I need les book, you know. Can YouTube, I need you to find me Les Nick Fuentes. Give it up for Les Nick Fuentes. So these guys, I love it, dude. I love it. And that's why they think it failed. They think that it had not enough buzz in the beginning. Let's let them finish their thought. I'm not going to finish it for them.
Whereas,
it's a weird thing. It's like, do you take the splash and go, it's boom. Have you seen this? You got to see this. That's the splash.
Yeah.
Or do you build it where you're like, yo, have you checked this out?
Yeah.
It's an interesting debate.
Because now I think of it as like, basically the episodes do like 100,000 views, right? And
That's
so
not
like,
true.
in my head,
That's not true. Do they all have 100,000 views right now? Let's see if Feidelberg's telling the truth. Let's see, Feidelberg. With the name Berg like that, you got Berg at the end of your name. Sounds Jewish. I don't know if I trust him. You know, it sounds like a Zionist. I'm not saying it's because he's a Jew. Sounds like a Zionist. The Zionists are the bad ones, not regular Jews. So let's go back to YouTube again. Let's check out Les Mascots. I want to see, is this guy telling the truth? Look, Les. Look, Les Mascots don't even come up as the first thing when you type in Les. They couldn't even lock that down. So let's see. Les Mascots, it's on the Out of Order channel. You got episode 1, 268. 2, 137. 3, 101. 4, 93K. He lied. 5, 71K. 6, 58K. 7, 42K. Again, these would be awesome numbers here. This would be great here. I'd be popping bottles of champagne over here. that I'd be doing. Because right now we're sitting at 32 views, okay? If I'm at Barstool, I'm bitching about some numbers like this. So right now we're catching Feidelberg in a lie, which I love. Okay, let's let him finish.
Like, yo, have you checked this out? It's an interesting debate.
Because now I think of it as like, basically the episodes do like 100,000 views, right? And so like in my head, we have 100,000.
We have a second problem.
Uh-oh.
There's a bunch of oil in there. Yeah, so we should turn this off and do a different oven. Sorry. Keep going. Good call. I'm like, hey, what's this leaking on my foot?
So Bert's about to just basically blow up the entire house. You remember this like 2 minutes ago, they turned that oven up to 350.
Mm-hmm.
Said, boop, something's burning. Burn it now. And these guys are like, finally, dude, someone can end it for us. You know, because after the failure of Les Mascots, man, I don't know if I can handle that anymore. Now, listen, this is the part that I got a kick out of. This is where they should have mentioned this 300K. They don't mention this 300K. This is going to be our last time code. That's going to be it. But listen to this. These guys are going to talk about the budget that they made Les Mascots on, right? It's the 30K that they're going to talk about. Not one time do they say anything about we made 300K off of it. Not once.
But I wouldn't say like it's a major project for Barstool. It's really like 4 guys who made it. And by 4 guys, it's really largely this guy right here, Pabs, who was fucking grinding, editing hundreds of hours a week.
Well, then tell me. So I'm curious, and I'm just going through the same process.
So now right there, I'm going, it was 4 guys that made it. The budget was 30K. We made 300K off of it. Right there, I'm going, that's the whole shit.
Yeah.
Right? That make you seem like you got the biggest dick in the room, no matter what. You know, Bert would hear some shit like that. He goes, I'll give you 30K right now. But he does say that as a joke. We heard that. He goes, I'll give you 30K to make a movie right now on Bert Kreischer. But this I thought was great. Okay. Now, he just got done saying all that, bragging all that. 4 guys that made it. This guy editing his ass off. I don't hear nothing about no 300K.
This guy right here, Pabs, who was fucking grinding, editing hundreds of hours a week.
Well, then tell me. So I'm curious, and I'm just going through the same process.
Yeah.
Who gave you notes?
Co-writer Owen. Or co-director and writer Owen.
That's it.
That's it, and him as well.
Bert goes, fire him. He didn't give you enough. Bert's like, I seen the show, it was ass. He goes, who gave you notes? Fire him.
No, exact.
That's it, yeah.
So this is your thumbprint.
Yeah.
Like it is really just your project.
And that, like, the greatest thing about it is, like, exactly what you're saying, where to talk about creative freedom that we had, like, we never showed a script to anybody. We never showed a pilot to anybody. We never, like, Dave.
I stopped watching movies for 6 months to, like, make sure I got inspired by anything.
Oh, that's the thing is, like,
you could
I shut down. I shut.
No inspiration. This is, you got to pull inspiration from, like, everything is based off of inspiration of something. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's doing you know why, like, older stuff sucked compared to now? Because it didn't have as much to be inspired off of than now. You know what I mean? Now it's like the building blocks keep getting better. You have so much shit to be inspired about. You take it all in, you process it, you express it in your own way. Is that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. You know? You can't seclude yourself for 6 months and expect to make some, like, dope product that's going to connect with people. You know, it's like you can't connect with anyone. You've been by yourself for 6 months. You haven't fucking watched anything. You know, that's like crazy talk to me. I didn't watch anything. You got to get inspired. You know? You got to. I don't know. To me, that sounds like he's like someone who's like real quick to steal an idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He goes, to me, I hear that, and he might as well be saying, I didn't want to tempt myself, is what he should have said. Yeah, I didn't want to watch anything because I didn't want to take any ideas from anyone. Try to pass them off as my own. You know, it's a real Carlos Mencia move, you know, to do something like that.
I shut down everything.
Yeah.
And I shut down watching actors because I was like, I want to be myself in this. I want to be very authentic to the guy. Now I'm curious, hang on, I want to come back and I want to talk about the acting process for you.
Okay.
Because I think everyone knows you as as KFC Radio, and as a Barstool personality, Saturday for the Boys. Like that's who they know you as. Then they see you in this role, and it's very different. And it's hard to transition because when you are known as yourself, and then you come in different role, all those things. Like we'll get to that, but so the funding was Barstool funded.
Yes.
And so how did that conversation go? You start me with the budget.
Yeah.
You go, all right. Dream scenario.
Yeah.
Blank, blank, blank an episode. Give me everything.
So it was basically, we get a budget per show at Barstool. And we just got our first budget because before that we were just a sketch show and like we really didn't have much funding. This was our first year with budget. And we blew a lot of it in February because I convinced them to send us all down to the Super Bowl to do a sketch with John Gruden. And that was like, I'm like, I really hope this goes well. So then the next ask is the TV show to like fund all of that. And we went down. The Gruden sketch was a hit, and then I came back that next Monday, and I was like, if you like that, we have a 7-episode TV show that we'd really like to get done, and we're going to use the rest of the budget that we have for it on this one project this year. And it was an immediate yes, whatever you guys want to do, it's your budget, do it, but it was a small budget. And
how much? Tell me, we'll bleep it out.
Dude, that's crazy talk. They really swung like for this thing. Because think about it, that's your budget for the year. Like you blew it on that. Something hot comes up, you know what I mean? You can't do a sketch unless you pay for it yourself. Like Dave's not going to float any more checks. You know how this guy is. You know, I know Dave personally.
Yeah.
I hang out with Dave in Nantucket. You know what I mean? There once was a man from Nantucket who fucking bought his company back for $1. But yeah, no, it's like you blow your whole shit for a year. And then imagine that you pull a move like that and your boss is going, it failed by every possible metric. I don't believe it made any money. I feel like they're lying. That's essentially what you're saying on live stream. You go, I don't think you made $300K like that. You're essentially saying that your employee's lying. You know, don't you fire guys for that? I'd fire a guy for lying to me like that. $300K off of $30K. That's a big lie. You fired.
No, I think we've said it.
30. Yeah. And so then
30 for 7 episodes?
$30,000.
The first 2 weeks, I'm like, I want a sound guy. I want it to sound professional.
You know what mine was?
What?
Bleep it out.
Can I ask you this? What's the budget for today?
30.
Now, right here, all this lying, or all this laughing. I mean, all this lying. There's a lot of lying going on right now. I'm telling you. All this laughing, right? I go, we made $300K off of it. What are you doing now, bitch? Why are we not mentioning that? Why are we not mentioning that? Like, if Dave is getting reports saying that these guys are claiming Kraken bought it, Lucy bought it, this is your time to shine right now. You're on Something's Burning. Tell the world how you made $300K off a $30K project. That's quite the feat.
Right.
You know, like someone hears something like that. They go, you took $30K and turned it into $300K in your production. How would you like to make the next Avengers movie? You know what I mean? They go, we'll give you 50 mil. You sound like the type of guy who could turn it into $1 billion. You know, you're practically a fucking movie machine at that point. You take $30K, turn it into $300,000. Why are they not saying it right now? This guy's sweating his ass off right here. He goes, I really hope he doesn't ask me about the $300,000. He goes, please don't tell me this show is sponsored by Kraken right now.
Wild.
Yeah, it's incredibly impressive.
It's a great fucking calling card.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a great calling card for taking a scripted project and going to Netflix and going, yo, all we're looking for is a platform.
Right.
Give us notes, don't give us notes. All we want is $300,000.
All we want is $300,000. I wonder where they got this number from that they happen to sell the show for, huh? Where would you get a number like $300,000 from? Right? Where would Dave hear something like, oh, Feidelberg is over there bragging that Kraken and Lucy teamed up and bought the show for $300,000, just like I bought my show back for $1. You know? Where would they get an idea like that? You know? Right now, Bert's making this joke. The next thing coming out of my mouth is I go, we don't need the 300K from Netflix. We already got the 300K from Kraken and Lucy, right? Let's see if the boys end up spouting that shit out.
Is $300,000. I know that anyone
jump you for this watch on the way out here.
That's season 2 right there.
crazy. That's fucking wild.
It's crazy.
We almost ran out the first 2 weeks.
Where is it? Why don't you tell them about the 300K? I wonder where the boys got the idea to sell the show for 300K. Let's give it up for fucking Feidelberg, man. And the camera guy. I don't know him. Well, the Feidelberg and the lay cameraman. You know what I mean? That is amazing. So that's going to do it. This is a little bit longer of an episode than normal for us over here at Lost Sox Media, but we have a good time. I know I did. This is a very fun one. Nick Fuentes will be back. Okay, I'm actually going to stop this episode right now to watch more Nick Fuentes. Okay, so more to report on Nick Fuentes next week on Lost Sox Media. Be sure to catch us on all the social media. Smash that like button on Rumble. You know, like Nick Fuentes says, you could do whatever. I really don't even care at this point. No one could listen to this show anymore. I'd be totally happy just doing it like this. You know, let's get it from 32 to 5. You know, if we can, so that next time Luis J. Gomez talks a little shit, we have a smaller number to brag to him about. I would like that very much. Until next time, thanks for listening this week here on Lost Sox Media. I bid you adieu, and I bid you goodbye. Later.